They finish in the bronze medal position, if you will. And I think that is something that would mean just that little bit more. So to the people of Morocco, this definitely means something. To the people of Croatia, I'm not so certain. I mean, if you finish third, if you finish fourth, you more get remembered for being a semi-finalist than you do if you finish third or fourth. You got to the semi-finals of the World Cup. That's what you get remembered for. But yeah, I think that this is definitely something that will mean more to the people of Morocco. It does make me wonder if Morocco are going to be that little bit more hungrier for this. I would imagine that the Croatian players probably just want to go now. I would imagine for them, I mean, they finished as runners-up 4 years ago, so finishing third or fourth, it doesn't really make the biggest difference here. To the people of Morocco and the Moroccan players, I think it means that little bit more. So I am personally leaning towards Morocco, maybe just having that little bit more fight in them, wanting this a little bit more. But I do wonder as to how much they've actually got left to give. I don't know if there's really too much left in the tank for either side, to be honest. I think both sides had to give absolutely everything for them to get this far. So, yeah, it's hard to know as to what's left in the gas tank. But either way, it's the kind of starter before the main course. That's what I'm looking for. It's the starter before the main course being tomorrow, of course. A shout out to everyone in the chat. Mosey, the wrestling god, said, if France wins the World Cup, do we start to look at Mbappe and say he is the greatest footballer in the world? I think those conversations have begun, to be honest. I think people would look at Mbappe and say that he's the greatest footballer in the world right now. I think he's in that conversation. You know, if you think that last year or earlier this year it was Benzema that was awarded the best player in the world, I think it was Sadio Mane that came in second. You know, you can see Mbappe at that level. So I don't think there's any doubt that he's in the running for that. If you was to do the Ballon d'Or at the end of the year, rather than kind of in the middle of the season, then I think, or middle of the year, I think that he would be in the running. At what point we start saying greatest of all time, that's obviously, you know, debatable, and that will always be debatable. I mean, it's debatable as to whether Messi is the greatest of all time. Even if he wins the World Cup, it's going to be debatable if he is the greatest of all time. It's the same with Ronaldo. It'll be the same with Mbappe. This will be a conversation that will constantly run for the rest of time. Who's the greatest ever? How do you compare them? All that kind of stuff. But I think without a shadow of a doubt, Mbappe is in conversation for best right now. Asib said, do you think these matches are worth playing? They should scrap them, in my opinion. It doesn't mean anything. I'm sure you wasn't that bothered when England played this 4 years ago. Yeah, I don't disagree. I think that, to be honest, I would scrap it. I wasn't that bothered by it. I do think, though, as I said earlier, that for the people of Morocco, it may mean something. I think that if you're a team like Morocco that wasn't expected to get this far, this is your opportunity to go out with maybe a little less drama attached to it. This, in a way, is a bit of a final lap. Really, whatever happens here, it should just be a case that the Moroccan fans can just celebrate what has already been achieved. Because even if they lose, they finish fourth. Do you know what I mean? No one can take away from them the fact that they were a semi-finalist at this World Cup. They've got further than any African nation. I think in that regard, it's nice for them. But I do also agree that normally this is a game that doesn't really matter. I feel a little bit different about it this time because I think the story of Morocco at this World Cup really captivated people's imaginations. And there was a chance that they could make it to the World Cup final. Like, just crazy. Just absolutely crazy that we saw this team and this story unfold. I mean, what an achievement to not only get out of the group that contained Croatia and Belgium, but to then go and beat Spain and beat Portugal. The story that Morocco told us was incredible. The journey they were on was incredible. And so, even though I feel like, yeah, you should scrap this game, I'm sort of really pleased that we've got this opportunity to watch Morocco one last time, because they will go down in history. People will talk about, remember Morocco in 2022? It'll be one of those, not quite the same level as Greece when they won the Euros, but what this Moroccan team achieved was incredible. So to have that opportunity to watch them one last time, for their fans to have an opportunity to see them together one last time, because this team will never be together again. This team is here and now. If you do the World Cup in 4 years' time, Morocco might be there, but it won't be this exact set of players. So this is a moment in time, and it's an opportunity really for the Moroccan fans to, whatever happens, just celebrate and thank this team, and for this team to, I don't know, it's kind of like a final lap, isn't it? A lap of honor in many, many ways. Of course, they're going to be playing and trying to win and trying to finish third in the record books, because we don't know when Morocco will ever get to this point again. They may not get to this point in our lifetimes again. This might be the equivalent of them winning the World Cup, because, there's going to be other nations like Senegal that are going to want their moment. There's going to be other nations coming out of Africa that are going to want to try and achieve this. You're going to have the USA that are going to be stronger in 4 years' time. I would imagine Mexico and Canada will be stronger in 4 years' time. I can't imagine Germany is going to stay in its slump. I would imagine that Italy are going to be back. Like, what Morocco have achieved here is incredible. It is incredible. So this is just a nice moment to see this team one last time and to thank this team one last time. So I think it's really weird, but for this game, I actually think it is worth it. But for the average game, for when you've got teams that pretty much expect to get there, no, it's not worth it. It's not worth it, because you're absolutely right. I watched England 4 years ago. I wasn't bothered. It doesn't make any difference to me if England finish third or fourth. To me, there will always be semi-finalists that reached the semi-finals 4 years ago. And it doesn't really matter if it was third or fourth, no. So, yeah, I think you could scrap this game. But then I see this and I see Morocco and I'm like, oh, okay, this is really cool for them. I'm really pleased that they get one more game together. So, but you're not always going to get that, are you? So, why should they scrap it? It's still a World Cup game. It means something for those that are playing, says James. This is an important match, even though it's third. It's about FIFA point rankings, World Cup prize money. Every phase has different money. Harif said third place is still something. It's not like it's nothing. Third place is still something, not like nothing. I think it's a massive thing for Morocco to get third place. I know people don't really remember who came third, but Turkey was a big deal too when they came third. Running, listening, hoping to get to 3 kilometers. Not great, but I'm fat. Peter, shout out to you. Hope you are well, and hope you make it to your 3 kilometers. So, yeah, we should have the team news. I think that it is finalized now. It looks like it has just slightly changed from the team news that we had earlier in regards to Croatia. So let's just click on that and just update that. Bang. Because I can see that SofaScore have updated it slightly. I don't think that there's much in the way of surprises. You can see that in the defense, there's a few changes. No Lovren, for example. In fact, they do tend to list the players that are absent, but yeah, there's no Lovren. Juranovic is not playing by the looks of it, so it doesn't look like we've got Juranovic. Obviously, no Saiss playing for Morocco. He went off the other day, so no surprise there. But they do have Ziyech, they do have Amrabat, they do have Hakimi, they do have Buffel up front as well, who's been playing so well. Bono in goal, again playing really well. For Croatia, we've got Modric, Kovacic, we've got Perisic. We don't have Brozovic, who's on the bench. We don't have Lovren. We don't have Juranovic. These are all players that we have, and Sosa as well. These are all players that we've seen starting that have not been able to make it. Agued is someone else that's been playing a lot who hasn't made it, sadly. So definitely a few changes to these sides. But I don't know if they're changes that are the biggest surprise, because these are changes that I think were, I can't say expected, but like, man, both of these teams hobbled into those semi-finals. Both of these teams were not going in fresh. Both of these teams had been pushed to their limits. We'd seen penalty shootouts. We'd seen lots of players limping off. We'd seen like a lot of exhausted players at the end of the games. Like, both of these teams really got to the semi-finals just creaking and having given their all just to reach that. And the semi-finals for both of these sides was just that bridge too far. And so as a result, it's a case that these two sides are a little bit patched together. But as we said, it's still going to be a great showcase, I'm sure. Can you do tribute to the troops? It's not shown in the UK, Dasher Dog. James said, I've now played my 12th man, and my 12th man is Messi. I've completely messed up my 12th man, you know. I completely messed it up. Because I didn't know quite how you did it. I didn't quite know, because if you click 12th man on the fantasy game, it then says select your 12th man. And so I was trying to click on the team to try and find out how do you select that as your 12th man. Because I thought you'd go to your subs bench and select someone from there. And it wasn't giving me the option to do it. And then I realized how you do it. But I clicked on someone I clicked on, I think it was Fernandez, who's not the worst player, right? But I did it, and I didn't know that I couldn't change it after that. So I was like, oh my God. So I've clicked on Fernandez, who wasn't even in my team. I didn't even know you could do that. I clicked on someone that is not on my subs bench and not in my starting 11. Thankfully, it's someone that I was quite happy to have, but I could have gone with Alvarez instead. And that's who I wanted. So I just completely messed that up in the end. And I was trying to find a way of undoing it, and I couldn't undo it. So, because I thought, oh, maybe I could select Alvarez instead, and maybe that will swap them over, but that option was not there. So it seems like once you've done it once, that's it. So I was like, oh, okay. I mean, it's not the worst. But it's not the one I would have chosen. I missed the semi-finals. I was home, but I am busy and I'm here today, said Tharuka. Well, this is certainly a game that we're going to sit back and relax and enjoy. This is a chilled game, Tharuka, but it's all about tomorrow, isn't it? It is all about tomorrow. And tomorrow is the World Cup Final. We are doing it on the channel, of course. I am going to be rooting for Argentina, which feels a bit weird. Certainly not rooting for it for Messi. I don't give a flip about that. But I just don't want France. I don't want France to win it for 2 World Cups in a row. I think that they've had a chance to celebrate. And to be honest, even getting to a World Cup final after winning it is such an achievement that, you know, they could have a quiet little drink and even celebrate that. But I certainly don't want them celebrating winning the World Cup. So I am behind Argentina. They've not won it since 1986. And ideally, I would have preferred it to have been a Croatia or a Morocco. But either way, I think it's going to be a great game. I can see there being plenty of goals. I think both sides will be a bit cagey. It might be like 0-0 at the end of the first half. But, you know, they've got in Griezmann, Giroud, Mbappe. They've got such a devastating front line that can really hurt you at any time. And they're so clinical as well. We did see a few moments in the semi-final where they didn't quite take all their chances. But we did see against England that they were very clinical. They create a couple of chances, they take them. And, you know, that is something England need to work on. They've got to work on finishing their opportunities. But France do tend to do that. So I think that it'll be quite tight. I think that Argentina is going to have to try and defend really well to keep France at bay. I think Argentina, I don't know that Argentina have got quite as devastating a front line. I feel like Argentina are going to need a few opportunities to score. But when you've got Messi and you've got one of the great players in the world, you've always got a chance of getting onto the score sheet. And I could see him provide, this is the platform for him to shine. And so I could see him doing something in the final. And I could see him being either scoring or setting up a goal, having some sort of influence. But I could see the same with Griezmann, to be honest. I think that people know Mbappe. They're going to try and shut Mbappe down. But Griezmann is the one that seems to be hurting teams. So I could see Griezmann maybe getting a nice opportunity and creating something, nice ball being whipped in. I mean, he's been everywhere. I heard United are linked with him now. I don't know where we play him. I mean, he tends to sit in that 10, but that's where we've got Bruno. So I don't know where we're going to be putting Griezmann, but Griezmann is really like all over the pitch and really putting in the work. And I don't know if you play him as a false 9, maybe. And then you've got Anthony the one side, Gakpo the other side, maybe Rashford or Sancho. Like, you've got some interesting options with Griezmann in the centre. But I have seen that United are being linked with Griezmann. I mean, he's 31? He's definitely got a few years left in him. So I don't know how much that would cost. But January is going to be interesting when the January window opens. But yeah, tomorrow should be interesting. I'm rooting for Argentina. I'm thinking that they could get it done. But I am rooting for Argentina. Let's get a poll up. Who is finishing third at this World Cup? Do you think it'll be Croatia who are going to do it? Maybe just got that little bit more experience. They know how to win a game like this and control a team like Morocco. These two teams, funnily enough, have already played each other before. What's really weird about this is that both of these sides were in the same group. How strange is that? So they were both, these are the two teams that came out of that group that had Belgium and Canada. They both then went on to different sides of the draw, and they've then worked their way through to the semi-finals, and then they've both lost at the same stage, and now they face each other again. So these two teams know each other very well. I believe when they played each other, it was 0-0 when they played each other before. Whether it's going to be that now, I'm not sure. But we can put it in the chat. Who is going to finish third? Is it going to be Croatia or is it going to be Morocco? Thrug said, I watched Avatar yesterday. The visuals were stunning and it was quite an enjoyable experience. Easy99 said, I think the prize money for third is 24,000. Lol. Fourth, 22,000. Second is 27,000 and the winners get 38,000. I mean, honestly, that doesn't even pay the weekly wage of, I would say, the majority of stars at this World Cup. That's a hysterically low amount of money in this in the world of football. The amount of money that the World Cup generates and the prize money is 24? Is that per person? Is that like a per person amount? Or is that for each team? Because 24, I have no idea how much money they actually get paid. But I would have thought that the winner of the World Cup got more than 38,000. Morocco for third, Argentina for final. If Argentina win, they should dedicate the win to Maradona. That is per person. Okay, but that's better. That's better. I was going to say, the amount of money that the World Cup generates. I was rooting for South Korea and Japan, but I was surprised Portugal were eliminated, said Joy Maurice. Days, Days, come on. When aren't we linked to a player? We must be linked to someone every set. That's true. That is true. I do like the Griezmann one, though. We've been linked to that Ramos, the Portuguese player that came on for Ronaldo and scored a hat-trick. The only thing with him is that I feel like the buzz might be around. I mean, Griezmann's been Griezmann forever, hasn't he? And he is a player that I just think has been a bit of a square peg in a round hole at Atleti. And obviously he's not been able to play because of the drama about appearances and so many appearances. He has to get paid. They have to pay for him. And so, God, his club situation is an absolute disaster. So I sort of look at it and think, well, look at how great he's been in this World Cup. And he's always been Griezmann. And you know that you're getting a great player. And if the money was right, that would be a deal I would be interested in. I would definitely be interested. He seems to be a real hard-working, grafting player. He's not interested in the spotlight. I'm sure he is, but he's not going to get that spotlight when you're in the same team as Mbappe, for example. And I think that that would be really interesting, but it depends how much. He was getting back. He was defending. He was whipping balls in. We know that he got a shot on him and he can finish as well. Really, it's one that I'm interested in. I'm definitely interested in him more than I am in Ramos, the Portuguese player that scored the hat-trick, because he then played the next time, I think, against Morocco and looked quite ineffective and actually missed a few chances. So, that to me is like someone that had an amazing game, scored a hat-trick, was the talk of the world, and then next game, a little bit more back to normality. So I'm much more interested in Griezmann than I am in Ramos, but I think there's a chance that we do bring in a striker, Man United. We have just parted ways with a very expensive player. That must mean that there is money available. Where, if we spend that money in January, where we spend that money, I really don't know. Got to think Gakpo is going to be quite high on the list, and he's just had a very good World Cup as well. Dortnight said, I really hope it isn't 0-0 again. Joy Marie said, it's very hard to choose who's the better player out of Messi or Mbappe. Well, we'll have to see who can influence their team. Of course, football is more than just a one-person game. So it's very, the newspapers, the talk, it's all going to be easily boiled down to Messi versus Mbappe. That's the thumbnail that I've gone with as well. And it's that's the easy soundbite, isn't it? But it's more than that, really. Football is more than just those players. Of course, Ronaldo would love to be here, but he wasn't even on the pitch, was he? When for most of that game, in the quarterfinal, and so he's found himself now going home in tears, walking down the corridor. Like one player. It can't have look at Erling Haaland, arguably the best player in the world right now, arguably, but because he plays for Norway and the other players are not anywhere near his level, he hasn't even made it to this World Cup. So it's it's bigger than just one player, of course it is, but it is a platform for these players to show what they can do. It's an opportunity for them to show what they can do, and if they get the ball, then this is the stage to shine on, isn't it? This is it, and this could be Messi's final World Cup game. What a way for him to bow out. He won't want to bow out with a loss. I mean, this is going to mean so much to him. This is going to mean so much, and of course, it's going to mean so much to the French team as well. They're going to give everything, but I don't know. Messi and Argentina, I just wonder if they're going to be that little bit hungrier. Are they going to be too hungry, though? Are they going to be too aggressive? Are they going to get themselves into trouble, go in for those tackles, mistime them, give away some free kicks, like maybe get some bookings, get themselves into a bit of bother because they want it too much? I don't know. I really, really don't know. I think France might just be... The concern with France is they're going to be a bit more level-headed. They're going to have a bit more game plan about them. And I could see them being a case where they don't look very good. Argentina, though, might not score. France will go down the other end, get a goal. Like, you can see what France could do tomorrow. We've been seeing it throughout this World Cup. So with France, they've just got that devastating ability to just go down the other end and score. But with Argentina, I think they're going to really want it. They're going to be really battling. That might work against them, though. Equally, if they do battle away, get down the other end, and they score, then things get really interesting then. If Argentina can take their chances that they are undoubtedly going to create, if they can take those chances, we could be in for a hell of a game, It could be an absolute classic. If Argentina battling away, creating chances and put them away, maybe thanks to Messi, then it's going to be down to France to put away their chances, which they're very good at doing. And we could find ourselves having a game that's like 2-2 going at the, or 3-3 even, going into extra time. So I do expect it to be close. I could see it being 0-0, maybe even 1-1 at half time, but second half I could see it really. We've seen it this World Cup where second halves we get like plenty of goals, and I could see the final being the same. I actually think this has got everything you would want for a great final. Great attacks, not the strongest defenses. Two teams that have got star players that are going to want to show off. It's got everything you would want really for a big final. So very exciting. Wrestlandy said we're tied on 291 points going into today. Well, I wish you all the best, Wrestle with Andy. Wish you all the best. I botched my 12th man a little, but it's still all right. I'm still relatively happy with it. And I'm looking to try and finish in the top 30. That's what I'm hoping for. And now take you down, that as well. Definitely I'm looking to take you down. But more than that, finish in the top 30. If I could finish in the top 30, I think that would be quite good. That'd be something that I'd be like, okay, did all right with that one. Because I've said before, when it comes to the World Cup, I don't watch the other leagues. I tend to keep an eye on the Premier League, but I don't watch La Liga. I don't watch Bundesliga. I don't watch Serie A. I don't watch the Portuguese league. There's a lot of players here that I'm familiar with because I've read about and before the World Cup, and even found out during the World Cup. So, yeah, this is one that I've kind of gone into with not the most confidence. I'm much more confident when it comes to the Fantasy Premier League game. But, yeah, so top 30, I would take that. I've got this game being 2-2 with Croatia winning 5-4 on penalties, says Wes. Michael said, I feel like teams play more defensive when they know one-on-one versus this one. Where it's third place game, they should play more freely today. Smitster said, it's like an exhibition match. These teams going to go balls to the wall. I think Morocco will. I think that will force Croatia to do it as well. So I actually think that with this game, we are looking at Morocco going all out for this. You know, they will potentially, for these players, never get this far again. And so for these players, finishing third or fourth, I think does matter. We were talking about, you know, if it matters, like finishing third or fourth. And 4 years ago, honestly, it didn't bother me. I wasn't bothered in the slightest if England won that third or fourth place playoff. They will always be semi-finalists to me. And I think that's probably the case for a lot of the big nations. If you get to the semi-finals of the World Cup, you're a semi-finalist. We don't really talk about if they finish third or fourth. I do feel different for Morocco, though, because Morocco have got to the semi-finals, and they weren't expected to get this far. I don't even think they expected to get this far. So for them, I think it does matter if they finish third or fourth. It's just that little bit extra bragging right, you know? It's just because they might not get here again. For England have got aspirations of winning this tournament. England want to win the World Cup. They want to win it, right? So for England, finishing third or fourth is like, it ain't first, right? It isn't first. And so if you're a semi-finalist, you go out the semi-final. That's the headline. And then underneath, you might say, but they did win the third or fourth place playoff. But they went out in the semi-finals. They went out in the quarterfinals. Whereas in regards to Morocco, you know, I think that if they end up finishing third at this World Cup, that would be the headline. The headline for them isn't, you know, we went out in the semi-finals, let's see what we can do next time. It's, we finished third. And I think that is an achievement. And I think that is something that they're going to go for. It's hard to know if Croatia feel that way. I don't know. They got to the final 4 years ago. So I don't know. I can't quite gauge as to how Croatia are going to feel about this. I really don't know. I don't know, because can Croatia expect to get this far again? I don't know. You feel like this is a very special team. You know, Modric, what a player. a generational player. So can they expect to get this far again? But the thing is, if Morocco are going to really battle for this and they're going to really fight for this, I think that will automatically raise Croatia's game, and Croatia will have to rise to that level as well. So this is why I'm thinking we could be in for a very fun game today. So as we said, a starter. The main event, of course, is tomorrow, and we will be doing that game tomorrow. Of course we are. Of course we are. We've done pretty much the whole World Cup. I think we've done over 40-odd games of this World Cup out of the 60 that were available. It's been a pretty wild few weeks. It's been quite the schedule, but very, very enjoyable. Very enjoyable. And I will miss it. It will be a shame to say goodbye to the World Cup. We have to wait 4 years for the next one. But obviously, we're only about 18 months away from the Euros, so that's good. I look at third place game as an asterisk next to it, said Angus. And Morocco are going to win this 2-1, said Flybirds Fly. Easy99 said, who would be in your team of the tournament? Mine is Livakovic, Hakimi, Gravdiol, Varane, Theo Hernandez, Amrabat, Bellingham, Griezmann, Mbappe, Giroud, and Messi. It's a good question, that is. I think Bono has played well. You could make an argument for him going in goal, but the Croatian keeper, yeah, Hakimi I would definitely have. Gravdiol has definitely picked up the plaudits. He did get to be made quite average in their game against Argentina. Who was it that was it Messi? I think Messi took him on, just went round him, and that wasn't the finest moment for him. But in this tournament, I would have to agree. Varane has been solid as always. Theo Hernandez has been really interesting because obviously he wasn't meant to be playing. And defensively, I really don't know. But going forward, he has been irresistible. Going forward, he's looked absolutely fantastic. Defensively, I don't know. But left back's a hard one to call. Amrabat definitely. Bellingham definitely. Griezmann definitely. Mbappe definitely. Messi definitely. Giroud. Was Giroud the best number 9, do you think? Alvarez was pretty good. Trying to think who else I had up front that did well. You see, my front line is Messi, Mbappe, and Giroud. Modric played really well as well. You know, he has really helped drag Croatia here. Not alone. Kovacic has had some good games as well. But they're definitely worth a mention. Rabiot has had some great performances, actually. Got to shout out Rabiot in midfield. There's been a lot of excitement around Fernandez for Argentina as well. A lot of excitement around those guys. Bruno Fernandes had a really good tournament. Bruno Fernandes played really well. I was really impressed with him. Do you know what? I would say that your team is there or thereabouts, to be honest. I can make arguments for switching out a few players and maybe putting in some replacements. But by and large, yeah, I would not disagree with that being the team of the tournament. It's good. Alvarez is a standout, said Harith. But that wasn't the finest. Gvardiol was going against Messi. Yeah. He was going up against Messi. He got made to look a bit average in that exchange. You know, I do think that if we're talking about the best centre-backs at this tournament, if someone that's going to make the team of the tournament gets made to look a little bit average, gets embarrassed by a fellow player, I don't know. What does that do for them going into the team of the tournament? I don't care that it's Messi. I understand Messi's, one of the greatest of all time. But even so, I don't know. That to me is a black mark against the name. that to me just makes me think, was there another centre-back that maybe put in like solid performances that didn't have that moment, that didn't get to be made to look average and get, to be honest, embarrassed? Do I want to put someone in my team of the tournament that got embarrassed? But the caveat is, it was Messi. So, don't know. He would still be in the running for mine. He's had a fantastic tournament. Who scored the best goal? Well, who scored the best goal? Do you know who might be in the running for me? Neymar. I love Neymar's goal that he scores against Croatia. That goal where he gives the ball, it comes back to him, he gives it again, it comes back to him. When it comes back to him the second time, he lets it run. He then doesn't hit it straight away. He actually, I believe, touches it just to take it away from the defender and then scores past the keeper. It was, what I love about that goal is I love the fact that he has to pick it up on the outside of I think it's kind of in the half, getting close to the penalty area. And by the time he scores it, he's obviously gone through pretty much the team. He's had to play it to two Brazilian players and have it come back to him. But also, it's what he doesn't do that is amazing. What's amazing is knowing when to take these touches. You know, you see it so many times where people touch the ball and they just knock it that little bit too much or knock it into danger and someone clears it away. He knows when to touch it, when not to touch it, where to guide it, and what space he wants to go into. He's got the vision of knowing where he wants that ball to go and where he wants to go as well. And the whole thing is so fluid. It's so fluid. Like, it's into that player, it's back out. Now I'm into that player, it's back out. Now the easiest thing in that moment would be to, like, touch it and actually go with it. But he lets it run. So this is what blows my mind about this goal. In, out, don't touch it. Actually knock it further away, get round the defender, put it past the keeper, put it into the net. The whole movement, the whole build-up is so fluid. It's so impressive. I love that Neymar goal. That might be the best goal that I think I saw. But, I mean, there was some screamers as well. You know, there's been some great goals, but I think my vote at the moment would be Neymar. James said, apparently, don't know how this is true, but Barcelona want 2 million for Memphis Depay, and no one is willing to even pay that for him. Jeez. I mean, 2 million, that's nothing. I don't know what his wages would be. He's a tricky one, isn't he? Because I sort of feel like he's worth that. Of course he's worth that. But I've got to think there's probably a catch in regards to, like, he wants some high wages, maybe a high signing on fee. So even though it's only a couple of million to actually buy him, like, maybe it's going to cost a lot more than that in wages and sign on fees and everything. He's someone we've obviously had before. I mean, for me, he's an option, but he's not someone that you're going to, like, I can't see him being our striker for the next 5 years. Let's put it that way. And he's a stopgap, you know. But he's an option. He's a striker. He's someone that we could definitely use. And, you know, he could be a problem for teams in the Premier League. Maybe not when you go up against the bigger sides. And really, that's what United need to do. United are competing against Man City. We've got the money to compete. It's just we are obviously going to struggle to attract that type of player unless we consistently get Champions League. So Man City have got the likes of Haaland. Man United have got to bring in someone to compete with that. You know, you look at Liverpool, they've got Darwin Núñez, who will come good for them and actually has started to look much better now. So, you know, you look at Liverpool, you look at Man City, you look at Arsenal, who have gone and got Jesus, who is a great player and deserved to play more at Man City and is now doing really well, of course, at Arsenal. Unfortunately, picked up an injury, but you know, United. You look at United. We don't have that star striker. We don't have, we don't have that Van Nistelrooy, that Wayne Rooney. We don't have that player. It's going to cost a lot to get that player. I don't think Memphis Depay is that player. But for 2 million, if you could make the money work, he would be a good squad player. I don't know that that's what he would want to do, but he would be someone that would be worth having for League Cup games and to take on lower league teams whilst your main strikers saved for the bigger games and the Champions League games. Whereas, you're playing Fulham, Memphis will do a job for you, Who would use your breakout star, coach of the tournament, best team of the tournament, young player of the tournament, player that will make a move in a transfer? Well, I feel like the Moroccan coach probably should be coach of the tournament. I think Morocco should be team of the tournament. Young player for me is Bellingham, but I'm always going to be biased. Player of the tournament is really interesting. I might be tempted to give that to Griezmann. I think Griezmann might get my nod for player of the tournament. I think that he has been so influential to France. If they didn't have Griezmann, I don't think they get as far as they do. So that's why I wouldn't be giving it to the likes of Mbappe, because I think there's games that have come down to Griezmann being the difference maker. So I think there's an argument for Griezmann. Breakout star, do you know, it might be Amrabat. Amrabat in the midfield of Morocco. I wasn't aware of him before, but I remember watching Morocco at times saying, this Amrabat, he's getting everywhere. He's everywhere. And he really does just put a shift in. He really is just like the absolute engine. I've been very, very impressed with him. Very impressed with him. So a lot of those might be predictable, but I think that, I can't go for a young player other than Bellingham. I can't tell you a team that's not Morocco. So for me, I'd probably be looking at that. In fact, they've got Alex Scott's team of the tournament right now. She's gone with Livakovic, Hakimi, Saiss, Gvardiol, Hernandez, Griezmann, Amrabat, Bellingham, Messi, Giroud, and Mbappe. So very similar to the one that Easy99 mentioned earlier. Very, very similar. I feel like, for me, Griezmann gets the nod, and how great to see an English player in there, but it is Jude that makes it. Maybe you could have made Bellingham makes it into Micah Richards' team as well. He really is somewhat special. I wish England were producing more like Bellingham. He's gone with Livakovic, Hakimi, Varane, Gvardiol, Hernandez, Griezmann, Amrabat, Bellingham, Messi, Alvarez, and Mbappe. So he's gone with Alvarez instead of Giroud up front. But everyone's gone with Bellingham. I'd like to see... I don't know if we've got Jurgen Klinsmann's, but I'd like to see Jurgen Klinsmann's team of the tournament. Here it is. He's gone with Bono in goal, Hakimi, Varane, Otamendi, Sosa, Griezmann, Amrabat, Bellingham, Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe. So he's gone with the PSG front three of Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe. In midfield, Griezmann, Amrabat, Bellingham. Everyone has gone with them. Hakimi, everyone's gone with him. Varane, Otamendi, and Sosa. Sosa has been very good, actually. Sosa has been very good. He picked up tons of points in the fantasy game. And Bono in goal. Good teams. WWE have got 3 premium live events in 4 weeks, starting with the Rumble, followed by NXT Vengeance Day and Elimination Chamber, says Adam. Bellingham was amazing, but I'm sorry, I can't have players who fell at the quarterfinals, says Dortmund. Harif said, let's go PSG. Neymar was super average and was injured for parts. Yeah, I do agree with that. Like, it would be hard to include Neymar when we just didn't see that much of him. I do agree. Breakout. Gakpo could be on that list as well. Good shout. They're just showing ball recoveries at this World Cup. Top of the list is Amrabat. Top of the list. What about referees? Good or bads? Difficult to say, to be honest, because I think that you don't really pay much attention unless there's something that's been bad. And, like, obviously you think about all those cards that were shown. I think a new record for yellows in a game, 16 yellows. And so you'd look at that and say the ref sort of lost control of that one. You'd maybe look at France-England, where there was a lot of noise around the referee in that one. You know, there was a potential foul on Saka, for example, and nothing was given. There was a foul on Harry Kane in the first half, which wasn't a penalty. It was outside the penalty box, but we didn't get anything for that. There was plenty of England players that were getting pushed down, knocked down, and ref wasn't interested. For me, I never cried over that. I wasn't bothered about that. England never lost that because of the referee. So, you know, if you've been watching the channel and watching our breakdowns, you'll know I just haven't really been talking about the referee in that game. That's not why England went out. But if we're going to specifically talk about referee performances, then I think we can shine a light on that and say that it was very questionable, some of the decisions that were given in that game. Not that he had anything out for England, just I think that he was missing things and not seeing things that were happening that, in reflection, he should have been seeing. Not that he wanted England to go out by any means. That's not the conversation, right? There's no crying going on. In regards to the rest of the tournament, I think by and large it's been all right. I think by and large it's been good. I just think that normally it's those moments that stand out, you know? The 16 cards, some of those performances from a referee where, you know, in the England game, for example. But I think by and large it's been pretty good. So I would say, I wouldn't say it's been great or faultless. When's it ever going to be faultless? But I would say, on average, it's been good. The worst ref was the one in the England-France game. He was incompetent. The worst ref was France-Morocco. He didn't give us 2 penalties. Lukaku was dreadful. Easy99 said, worst team, worst player, worst performance, worst coach, worst expected player. Belgium come to mind for that. Belgium didn't get out of their group and they finished 3rd, was it, at the last World Cup. This is their golden generation. I think getting out of the group was, expected. Had they have played better, they could have stopped this Moroccan dream, this Moroccan journey. Had they have played better, they could have got through and maybe stopped Croatia from getting through. Very difficult, of course. They were in a group with 2 teams that managed to get through to the semi-finals and now have got through to this game. So difficult. So on reflection, you might look at it and say, well, it was a hard group. I would definitely understand that. But for a team that were in the running to win this tournament and to go out in the group stages, that's not great, is it? You might look at Germany as well, but I feel like Germany, there was question marks around them. There was question marks around Belgium, in all fairness. Germany, I don't know. Yeah, difficult. I don't know. I feel with Germany, them going out in the group stages was a shock. But I don't think anyone really expected them to win this tournament. Belgium, I think them going out was a shock. I don't think anyone expected them to go out. No one expected this from Morocco. So it's really hard. Do you give the credit to Morocco or do you say that Belgium massively underperformed? I mean, I feel like the right thing to do is just give the credit to Morocco. But I think if we're going to talk about teams that underperform, I think we have to mention Belgium. I think Netherlands were a bit flat, but in all fairness, they, did the job against the teams they played, and they ended up pushing Argentina to penalties in the end. So I sort of look at that and think, well, fair play. They actually did some. I think England got to the level everyone thought they would. I don't think they underperformed at all. I think that everyone expected them to get to quarters and then go out. That's what ended up happening. They played really well in that game. So I think England are absolutely fine. But yeah, the teams that come to mind for underperforming would be Germany and it would be Belgium. I think Manager might have to go to Hansi Flick, because I think that Germany, he was the new manager that was meant to revitalize this team after Lowe had been the manager. And he was meant to come in and really, take this team forward. And now here they are going out in the group stages. That's not good, is it? That's not good. So that's probably what I'm going to be looking at. Underperforming player, I can't think of anyone other than Ronaldo. There's plenty of players like I saw Lukaku getting mentioned, which is a really good shout. But I mean, like that. But he's being judged on that one game when he missed like loads of chances, which is fair and definitely in the running. But like Ronaldo was not having impact in this tournament and ended up getting dropped. I mean, if you think about the story of Ronaldo. The story for Ronaldo, like internationally, I'd imagine he'll keep playing. I would imagine he will be at the Euros. I don't know that he makes another World Cup. And his World Cup story might end with him no longer being good enough to be selected in the starting 11. And then when he does come on, having like no impact, not changing the game. He had an opportunity where he was like, not one-on-one with the keeper, but he had an opportunity where he could have scored, and his shot was a bit feeble, to be honest. The once mighty Ronaldo really, I don't want to say he fell from grace, but his ability to influence a game and take Portugal through and be like Messi and Mbappe, that has seemingly gone now. That has seemingly gone. And for us to see that happen at a World Cup, I think was quite the fall for him. And, hence why he was going down a corridor in floods of tears. So I don't know what category he falls into, but we saw him go from being this larger-than-life person for Portugal, the player that the team is built around at the start of the tournament, to not even getting in the team. When he does come on, not having the impact that you would want to see from a player of that caliber, and going down the corridor in floods of tears. I mean, that's got to be what, biggest fall from grace? I don't know if that's a category, but I would mention him. So yeah, he is definitely someone in the running. Lukaku for that one performance. I mean, he was injured. He hasn't been playing. There's a couple of little caveats you can put in there, but for him to come on and miss all of those chances, that was worth a mention. I completely agree. So those are ones that kind of come to mind. Kevin De Bruyne underperformed as well, said James. I didn't see a lot of De Bruyne in the group stages, says Harry. Belgium needs a new team. There's no team unity. Half of them just don't even like each other. I say Belgium are past their golden period. They had it years ago. They didn't win anything. I honestly think in the UK, the World Cup European Championship is fueled by crowds and pubs and good weather. Only football fanatics will enjoy a winter World Cup, says Dortnight. Underperforming player. Is there an argument for De Bruyne? Well, it seems like that could be the case, yes. Seems like that could be the case. I think he is the engine room of a team that we could make a good argument for massively underperformed. So, yeah, I think you could make that argument. We have got national anthems, by the way. Obviously, we always tend to start an hour before. We will be starting probably 2 hours early tomorrow. It's our last World Cup game. It's the World Cup Final. So I could see a lot of these conversations, us having them. I don't want to say again tomorrow, but I'm sure that bits will come up in conversation tomorrow as we really review the World Cup and kind of have a look back on it. But right now we've got the national anthems for Morocco. And as we said, a lot of talk about, does this game matter? Does it mean anything? Well, the only thing I can tell you is that this Moroccan team has won the hearts of the world. And we will never see them exactly as they are again. And this is one last opportunity for them to put a smile on their fans' faces, maybe even put a smile on the world. I think the world is with Morocco in this game. I would love for Morocco to do it. Stevie Wonder could have scored half of those Lukaku misses, said James. At least we know we had new names like Batshuayi, who scored, said Harith. How good was Top Dollar on SmackDown last night? So good. So good. Easy99 said, if you could have one player from another nation in this World Cup to improve England, who would it be? That's a really great question. That's a really great question. If you could have one player to improve England, who would it be? I mean, my mind goes to, I think about England's weaknesses and I think about our defence. But I don't think that if we strengthened our defence, I don't know that that would have helped us against France. I do wonder what we would have been like if we had Messi. I mean, it's just an easy answer. If we had Messi, you know, could he have grabbed the ball and could he have, like, created a moment of magic for us? What England, I think, could do with is a stronger defence, which makes me lean towards Varane. I think putting Varane at the back would strengthen us. And I'd be definitely interested in England doing that to make them stronger. But England were not clinical against France. We need someone that's going to be clinical. And I don't know that having Giroud would be the right way forward because you would still want Kane. Kane's very creative. So I don't know that I would want to swap Kane for Giroud. Griezmann in the 10 could be interesting. Kane up front, Griezmann behind, Saka and Foden either side with Bellingham and Rice just behind. I'd be tempted by Griezmann in the 10. I'd be tempted by Griezmann in the 10. I'd be tempted by Messi. I'd be tempted by Varane. Amrabat played really well, but I don't think we need him. I think Rice and Bellingham as a midfield too was fine. Griezmann was getting everywhere. I'd take Griezmann. I didn't expect to say that. I'd take Griezmann. I'd take Varane. I'd take Messi. Right. Here we go. We're about to get underway with this one then. We're about to kick off. Hit Row has got to be one of those underwhelming comebacks. They've kind of sucked since coming back, said Enigma. Here we go then. We are underway. We've got Croatia in their home shirts, of course, and Morocco in theirs. So Croatia in red and white, mostly white, and Morocco in red and green shorts. Dort Knight said, Mbappe all day long and twice on a Sunday. All we have is Harry Kane, and he is undroppable. Foden should have been our Messi. Ball coming over and goes straight out. I've no idea how this game is going to pan out, said Dort Knight. I just really hope it isn't the 0-0 that I'm feeling. Yeah, I hope it's not 0-0 as well. But saying that, what I do like about this game is the fact that I think a lot of people are behind Morocco. And I think that they'll want Morocco to get the win here. And it's really nice to get this opportunity to see Morocco one final time before they're consigned to the annals of history. Ball goes over to the left-hand side. It's all Croatia at the moment. Croatia are just passing it around. And, of course, this deadly midfield of theirs, which is a bit changed, to be honest. They've normally been playing three in midfields with Kovacic, Modric, and Brahazovic. But it's a bit different. Obviously, they're sort of limping their way into this game, along with Morocco, who have got a much changed defence. No Saiss, no Agued. Header away there by Morocco. They have played each other before, these two sides, at this World Cup. Very bizarre that you would play each other twice. England did it, of course. Oof. Bono having a little moment there. He side foots it, and it actually runs along his goal. He completely miskicked that. That could have been an absolute disaster for him in this game. He could have put that in the back of his own net. Thankfully, he doesn't. It's a corner to Croatia. Croatia are going to look to whip this in. Maya is going to be the one that's going to take this corner. So it's been all Croatia for these first few moments. Maya over the ball, plays it into the centre, cleared by Morocco, edge of the area, ball up in the air, bouncing around, headed into the centre, headed clear, and they do just about get it away. Don't forget every Boxing Day. Premier League games are on Amazon Prime. That'll be good. Who have United got on? I don't even know who United are playing, you know. Right. So we're into the 4th minute, and we've got the crowd cheering away. Morocco got the ball. They've weathered that early storm, and now they're looking to bring the ball out. But they're being pressed in their own... being pressed very high. Even the goalkeeper's having pressure applied. Ball comes over to the left-hand side. Goes down the line into the centre. Gets knocked back. Played back. Played across over to the right-hand side. I had a dream Croatia would win this 2-0, said Nicholas. Nicholas, shout out to you. Let's go Croatia, says the game. Seems like we've got supporters of Morocco and Croatia around. I can tell you that in our poll, who will win, just over 250 votes, which is quite a nice sample size, actually. I've said before, we've done UFC streams that have got 50,000 votes. And they don't tend to move too much then once you get to around 250, 300. That seems to be a decent sample size. Morocco, 53%. Croatia, 47%. 53% to 47%. So it's very, very close as to who people think's going to be victorious here. DB Mikey, hope you are well. James said we've got Nottingham Forest. Winnable. Forest have been improving, though. Seem to be gelling a little bit better as a team now. Ball coming over to that left-hand side. For Morocco, they're still struggling to get out of their own half here. They're passing it around the defence. They can't get out their own half. Again, goes back to the right back, Hakimi. Little 1-2s, little triangles. Croatia winning the ball, though. Winning the ball in Morocco's own half. And they've given away a free kick now, Morocco. This is going to be a free kick to Croatia. Croatia over the ball. There's Modric. Maya over the ball as well. Free kick, it's not really shooting range. It's a little bit too far out. I mean, I suppose you could. You could shoot from there. I don't know that you'd be successful. But Modric and Maya both standing over the ball. Jeers by the crowd. It's going to have to be an absolute rifle to get it in from there. An absolute rifle. I don't think they would do it. I think they're going to look to float it in, I think. It's floated up, headed into the centre, and headed in. That's a great goal. That is a great goal. And that is really good. It's 1-0 Croatia. Croatia score. Gvardiol with the header in. So it's floated in. Look at this. So it's floated in by Maya. They're checking that it's all onside. It is. Love that header in the middle. So it's floated in. I think, is it Perisic that heads it into the middle and then boom, headed in. Yeah, it is. It's Perisic. Perisic with the assist. Puts it into the middle, into the mixer. And there's Gvardiol. Yeah, brilliant. Brilliant team goal, actually, that by Croatia. Perisic. Goal. I could see Lingard coming back to haunt us. Maybe. Very nice goal. Very nice. Right, I tell you what, let's get rid of this. So, look at that. We were a bit worried as to whether we were going to have this game end 0-0. Thankfully, it doesn't look like it is. Let's get rid of that. So, Gvardiol with Perisic picking up the assist. Ziyech is over the ball, plays it into the middle, headed towards goal. It's 1-1. It's 1-1. Oh, my God. What a game. 1-1. That's amazing. That's amazing. So, is it Dari that scored it? I think it is. It's Dari. So a centre defender scores for Croatia. A centre defender scores for Morocco. The ball was put up into the air, falls right onto the edge of the area, and is headed in. Bang by Dari. Goal! Dari scores. Dari scores in the 9th minute. That's great. Something for both sets of fans to celebrate and mourn. Croatia 1, Morocco 1. We've got a banger. We've got a banger. I don't know that there's an assist there because I think the ball was actually knocked up in the air by Croatia. Here come Croatia again. On the edge of the area, shot comes in and it's wide. Woo. Tell you what, phone up your friends. We've got a banger. We've got a banger. We have got a little firecracker on our hands here. 2 goals in the first 10 minutes. Both scored by headers from set pieces. Both scored by central defenders. I think Morocco will be more proud to finish third and will make sure they have a chance of being the best African side at a World Cup for a long time. I don't think this means as much to Croatia, says Steve. Ball coming over to the left-hand side, cutting into the middle. Ball up in the air and bounces out. Melissa Rose said this is going to be a straight shootout. Could be high scoring. 1 Minute Wrestler says banger after banger after banger. Here's Croatia ball being played back, passed around. Goes over to the right-hand side. Kimi. Croatia play the ball back. Into the centre. It gets played back all the way to the Moroccan goalkeeper. Voltage said, what a game. I think both teams are relaxed. That's why we've had 2 goals in 12 minutes. Yep. Ball going down the line by Morocco. And that's mopped up quite comfortably by Croatia. Already 1-1, said Fly Birds Fly. Yep. Already 1-1. Well, it's been a great opening. And we are maybe just seeing the game settle down now. Croatia have got the ball in their own half. Playing the ball across. Oh, that's a lovely ball by Modric. That is incredible from Modric. That's incredible. He just plays a ball from his own half, and it gets to about the halfway point of the Moroccan half, cuts out around about 3 or 4 players, goes straight to a Croatian player, and out of nothing, they can start an attack. That is what these players can do. That is what these players can do. Having someone like Modric that has that vision, so important. Look at this. Ball's just constantly going forward, going to feet, finding Croatian players, cutting through Moroccan lines. So important. So important. I can't remember if they get some sort of third place medal. Don't know. I'd imagine so. I'd imagine they get something. Are you going to stream an old pay-per-view? No, we got the World Cup Final tomorrow. World Cup Final. Aubrey Edwards dancing on Brazil's grave. Shout out to you. Right, we've got the Moroccan keeper with the ball. And the ball goes over to the right-hand side. It goes straight out of play. It's going to be a throw-in for Croatia. They play the ball back to their own half. Game, as we said, just settling down. Both teams have had one shot on target. They've scored with both of those. Ball coming over to the left-hand side. Gets cut out. Twisting, turning. Croatia, edge of the area. Croatia take a shot and it goes over the bar. He did really well to get on the end of that, actually, because it was not back into the centre. There was a few Moroccan players around. Really felt like Morocco could get there and get it clear. But did just get that shot on. But because he had to snatch at it, it had a bit too much lift on it and it ended up going over the bar. That was just on the edge of the area. Now we're seeing some shots of the fans. And the ball is being played out by Morocco. It gets given away, though. Croatia have picked it up in Morocco's half. Ball being passed around in the centre. Into the middle again. Turn. Into the middle. That's great defending. That's great from Dari. Dari just managing to get his foot on the end of that. If he didn't, that was going to be a problem. Ball coming over to the right-hand side, into the middle. Ball is left to run. Now we're seeing Morocco coming forward, cutting onto the inside, played back. Good work so far. And Rabat, ball is being played over to the right-hand side. Here's Croatia in the penalty area. There was a good tackle there. That was some good build-up play by Croatia. They managed to get into the penalty area. Good tackle by Morocco. Maybe for a moment there was a thought maybe he took the player, but he did get all of that ball. We're seeing lots of Moroccan fans celebrating. It's going to be a corner to Croatia after that great tackle. And it's going to be Modric that's going to look to play this ball in. So Modric with the corner. Ball is played in. It's cleared, bounces, and goes out of play. I need to put some pants on, said Aubrey Edwards, dancing on Brazil's grave. I'm pretty sure medals are given, said Tortnight. Adam said, tribute to the troops is in 4 hours. We have 3 taped shows. Imperium against Sheamus, Drew, and Ricochet in a 6-man tag. Maybe some bets can come in if the goals keep on coming, said Tortnight. Ring General, shout out to you. Shout out to everyone that's joining us as we're into the 17th minute of this game. I agree with Steve. This is going to mean so much more for Morocco and the whole of Africa if Morocco can win this. Ball comes over to the left-hand side. Croatia on the ball, trying to play it forward, but Morocco intercept. Now they're going to look to counter. Oh, just clipped off the heels of the Moroccan player, unfortunately, and finds its way through to Croatia, but Morocco win it back. There's plenty of numbers in that midfield at the moment. It's a real battle in there. And now we're seeing Morocco trying to get forward with Allah on the left-hand side, but Croatia have won it. Croatia have won it. Ball is played over. Croatia in the penalty area. Get a shot off, and it's well blocked. Croatia are building. There's plenty. Look at all the shirts that are in there. As ball comes in, and I think that's Perisic that gets on the end. Loads of Croatian shirts forward in that attack, you know. Loads of Croatian shirts. It was 3-on-3 as they were breaking. The shot came in. It ended up bouncing off a Croatian player. Croatia are really committing players forward here. Ball is in the midfield. Morocco have got it right now. Foul on the Moroccan player, Ziyech. Days, how do you like my Argentina prediction? I'm going 3-0, said Unbroken. I don't know. I feel like France might have a goal in them. France don't need many opportunities to score, so I could see them scoring, to be honest. I don't know that France are not going to score tomorrow. They've shown with Griezmann, Giroud, Mbappe, they really don't need many chances. I think Croatia is the better team, but my heart is with Morocco, said Aubrey Edwards. Come on, Morocco, said Harith. Who do you think is going to win? I think Croatia win. But I would like Morocco to win because I agree with everyone that this, I think, means more to them. Croatia finished as runners-up, so like 4 years ago. So does it really matter if they finish third or fourth? So, but for Morocco, they are trying to be the African team that got the furthest. Now, getting to the semi-finals is obviously the biggest part of that achievement. But they could just put a flag next to being third. You know, Croatia 4 years ago already finished second. So, you know, they can't beat their record, if you will. They finished second 4 years ago. I'm sure they would like to finish third at this one rather than fourth. But does it just mean that little bit more to Morocco? You know, they're already the African nation that's got the furthest out of all the African nations. Now they potentially could put that flag next to third and win this game. 20 minutes gone. Last week it was 3-0. It was exactly 30 days from Don't Cry for Me Argentina, says Unbroken. Please say my comment. Morocco, Morocco, says Omar. Ball back with Morocco, playing the ball over to the right-hand side. That's headed back to the keeper for Croatia. We're into the 21st minute. We're almost at the point where we're at the halfway point of this first half. If you look at the stats, you can see that Croatia have had 5 shots, 2 on target. Just edging possession, but there's nothing in it. Morocco have only had that 1 opportunity, but they did score from it, so... ball being played forward by Croatia. Ball into the centre. And gets played back now, coming over to the right-hand side. Nicholas said Morocco with huge cross. Edward said, I'm a mug. I took my girlfriend back. You are a mug. Ball being played forwards. Over on the left-hand side, being bounces over Perisic's head and goes out. James is also confirming that you are a mug, Edward, just in case you needed confirmation of that. Right, it's going to be a throw-in. This game, as we said, has settled down. There is actually a Mexican wave that's doing the rounds in the stands right now. Ball gets played back by Morocco in towards... The Moroccan keeper comes over to that left-hand side. Here come Morocco, trying to find a way forwards. but just running into an absolute brick wall, and that gets mopped up, goes all the way back to the goalkeeper. Gvardiol is on the ball then. Croatia are bringing it out from the back. Comes down to the right-hand side. Stanisic, who I don't think we've seen anything from Stanisic. What this game maybe does, give an opportunity is maybe for some of those squad players that haven't actually played at the World Cup to just get a bit of a run out. Ball over onto that left-hand side and it goes out of play. The poll is saying that 79% of people think that Edward is a mug. I'm going to join for the second half. I need to take the kids to the park. Lee, shout out to you. Right, we've got the ball being played over to the left-hand side. Being brought forward by Croatia. Into the penalty area. Chested down, going to look to play the ball in the centre. Croatia, oh, badly cleared. Morocco trying to get the ball away, but it was badly cleared. Croatia, edge of the area with Modric. Comes through to the keeper. He spills it. The Croatian player tries to get on the end of it, but couldn't, and it gets cleared in the end. Oh, this Croatian defense is living a charmed life. Look at that from Modric. Picks up the ball, cuts onto the inside, onto his left. It's a great shot. Goes through the legs of Dari. Keeper makes a save. Spills it. I mean, in all fairness to the keeper, I think he saw it late. Spills it, and here come Croatia again. Here come Croatia again, trying to drive forwards. Morocco mopping it up. Ooh, going down that left-hand side. Just a little bit, a few more fireworks now. A few more fireworks. Steve said, do a poll for the final, BBC or ITV. I feel like that might be a little bit too England-centric. I would imagine BBC would win that. I carried Edward like a mug into a boxing match once, says William. William, hope you're well, mate. Shout out to you. Ball coming over to the right-hand side. Goes down the line. So over to the left. It's cut out there by Croatia. Maya trying to get onto the end of that, but nicely mopped up there by Morocco. Good work by Allah. Little push there. That's going to be a free kick to Croatia into the 26th minute. I think Bunau will leave Sevilla very soon. He could play in the Premier League or Bundesliga. Crazy in the box, says Nicholas. Croatia doing well here. Croatia doing really well. 6 shots, 3 on target. They're, we do know, though, that unless you've got to take your chances against Morocco. So, free kick, Maya over the ball, Modric over the ball. Going to look to float this in. Plenty of white shirts forward. It's Maya that plays it in high and headed up in the air. And that balloons up and over the bar by Perisic. We're seeing the Moroccan fans again. There's a guy with a big drum banging away. So the Moroccan fans in fine voice. I think they've really enjoyed themselves at this World Cup. I think everyone hopes to see them in 4 years. There's going to be other nations, though. Scotland want to be here. Italy want to be here. Ukraine want to be here. Norway, Haaland want to be here. I'd imagine Colombia want to be here. There's plenty of nations around the world that would want to be at this World Cup. I saw a clip, actually. I was watching Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. It was an old episode. And he was talking about the World Cup. And he was talking about the corruption and all that stuff. But one of the things he showed is what it means to people. He showed a clip I hadn't seen You might have seen it, of an Australian journalist. So once they qualified, Australia, there was this guy and he was screaming. He was like, oh my God, they've done it. They've done it. And there's all these people running around going, just screaming. And he's like, wow, how are you feeling? And the guy's like, screaming his head off. And then someone takes his scarf. He's like, my scarf, that's my mum's. That's my mum's. Like, that's a brilliant clip. It's a brilliant clip. You know, when there's just carnage and it's just craziness everywhere. And then, like, so someone steals his scarf and he's like, that's my mum's. That's my mum's. It's brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant clip. If you get a chance to see it, so funny. But that's what it means to people. That's what it means to get to a World Cup. I read Triple H is not happy with some of the wrestlers. I've heard that as well, buds. And Broken said, fun fact, the first episode of The Simpsons aired on this day, and it's the first day of Saturnella, the real origin of Christmas. Saturnella. Happy Saturnella Day. Saturnella. Never heard of it. That sums up Australia so much, says Mark. Nicolas said Germany got eliminated too early. Oh, here's Morocco. Down the right-hand side. Into the Croatian penalty. Yeah! Whips a ball across Hakimi. Into the middle, but it was just behind the Moroccan player. That was a lovely break, you know. It's a lovely break. Lovely little 1-2. They unlock the Croatian defence. He put way too much fizz on that, and it went behind the Moroccan player, and there's nothing he could do. That was a real shame. Better ball. So they're saying Hakimi, wonderful player, but if there is just one element that he could improve, that final pass. Here we're seeing good challenge by Croatia. We're at the half an hour mark. Here come Croatia down that left-hand side, trying to find a way into the middle. Nice little 1-2, but nicely cut out by Morocco. Morocco play the ball into the centre, and there's an offside in there as well. That sadly sounds like us. Days is based. Ace of based. Dortnight said, that was outstanding build-up play by Morocco. Last minute at Walmart on Christmas Eve. Dortnight, the deals are amazing. It's a good way to shop. What do you think of the World Club Cup that FIFA are planning? I don't know. I haven't really heard too much about it. I've just heard there's going to be 32 nations every 4 years. I don't know quite when it gets played or how it works. Like, how do you actually do this massive tournament? How do you do it? When do you do it? How does it work? Is it in the summer? Is there a break? I don't quite know how it fits into the schedule. The other problem is that, around the world, there's some very, well-supported teams. But is it the same as England and everyone in England getting behind? That's like 60-odd million that are behind one country. Are you going to get that with the World's Club Championship, I don't know what the following of Liverpool is. It's different, isn't it, I suppose? What's the following of... Real Madrid's massive. In fairness, Liverpool's massive. But what about River Plate, for example? And all these kinds of clubs. There's going to be a lot of, smaller clubs, isn't there? I don't know. I really don't know. I feel like if it's going to have Real Madrid and Barcelona and Liverpool and, big clubs like that, and that's going to be the majority of it, then maybe. I mean, you do need clubs from around the world, of course. You can't just have European teams. But there's got to be a healthy European contingent. Surely. Because I just don't know about, the following of some of these other clubs. I'm sure they've got passionate followings in their own country, but even everyone in that country isn't going to support them, whereas everyone in that country will support Argentina, for example. But not everyone in that country is going to support an Argentina team. Nice little give and go, and a shot goes over. I don't know. I just don't know when you fit it in. Do people really think that's the worst botch of the year? Could he have not just styled it as an attempt that failed rather than a botch? There's some anger here from the Moroccan players. Little cutting onto the inside. Give and go. He feels like he was fouled. So I don't think there's much in that personally. He takes the shot. No, I don't think there's anything in that. They obviously want... Ziyech wants something for it, but he's not going to get anything. The referee's not interested. The replay doesn't seem to suggest that he should get anything for that. And it's going to be a goal kick. You have to play your youth in the cup games if they do this FIFA World Club Cup. Yeah, there's a few things, and there's definitely a few areas of concern. One of them would be, like, with the World Cup, I just feel like it means something. It matters. There's big nations in there. You know, Brazil has got 300-odd million people. No, I don't know how many people are in Brazil, actually, but it is hundreds of millions. 200 and something million, maybe. USA, 300-odd million. Do you know what I mean? We're talking big numbers here. Numbers that I just don't know that clubs have that sort of following. Yes, I understand Real Madrid probably does. But, you know, I feel like there's only a few clubs like that. So I don't know. I don't know that it's ever going to feel as big as the because surely that's what they want. Surely they want it to feel as big as this World Cup. Or maybe they just want it to feel bigger than it does. I think it will undoubtedly feel bigger than it does at the moment. The World Club World Cup doesn't feel like that big of a deal unless your club is in it. I suppose the danger is going to be that that's exactly how it's going to feel. That's exactly how it's going to feel. Every 4 years. It'll still just not feel that big unless your club's in it. Right, so free kick here to Morocco. Free kick to Morocco. We got Ziyech standing over the ball. He's going to look to play it in. This is not shooting range. He's going to look to float the ball in. So Ziyech over the ball. We've got Croatian players standing on the edge of the area. Ziyech in the middle, headed clear by Croatia. That ball bounces and it goes straight out of play. We've got 10 minutes left in this half. 10 minutes left. I still laugh at the Titus O'Neill botch. Oh, that's the best. That's the best. That's the best one. Ball coming over, being played into the centre, and it's cleared by Croatia. What we need is Top Dollar to do that flip whilst Titus slides underneath him. That'd be nice. That'd be like a lovely... There should be like a tribute. You know how there's a tribute to the troops? There should be a tribute to the botchers. Show where we just get some of the greatest botchers to perform, recreate their greatest moments. And we cheer when it happens. So we know it's going to happen. But the agreement is they'll do it again if we cheer it. That's the agreement. And we just cheer these great botches. Ball being played in, headed. Oh! Corner. Played in, headed at the near post. And it just flashes in front of the goal. Look at that. Oh. If someone at the back post had been there, that was a goal. It was in. It's about a yard in front of the goal. Oof. It never surprises me when players perform better when the pressure is off, simply because they're more relaxed. They best have the ability to turn off the pressure mentally when the pressure is on. That's a good point, David. The best do have that ability. Ball is with Croatia right now in the middle of the park. Botch of the century is Titus O'Neill, definitely. Definitely. What's great about that botch is no one gets hurt, although he really could have. Because when you watch him go under the ring, there's like a metal stand that's holding the ring up. And he just misses it. And when he goes under, you can actually see the ring apron get like wrapped around it. So had it have been not to like a foot to the right, he would have tripped and fallen head first into this like metal thing. Thankfully, he doesn't. And he goes under the ring, and it's the greatest botch because nothing gets hurt apart from his pride. But in all fairness, they make a t-shirt out of it, and it provides him with, you know, an iconic moment. Might be an iconic moment that you don't want, but with WWE, you know, they say that they're there to put smiles on people's faces. That's what they always say. We're here to put smiles on people's faces. And they do loads of stuff where they try to make people laugh. They try to put comedy into the show. Well, that was completely unintentional. It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen. And people love Titus more for it. So it's the perfect botch. No one gets hurt. It makes the superstar bigger. It's funny. He can laugh at it. We can laugh at it. Brilliant. Just brilliant. It's the perfect botch. It's the best botch. It's the perfect botch. Wasn't meant to happen. It's just brilliant. Instead of asking Days, why don't Google? Top Dollar is going to end up as Alexa boss if he tries that again. Bulldog's comments after the Shopmaster one was better. Yeah, that one was great. The only thing with that is that, I mean, I would say that's S-tier botch. It's S-tier botch, but it kills that character. Not that I think that character was ever going to get anywhere anyway, but I mean, the character was done, weren't it? That was it. You ain't coming back from that. Certainly not when you're meant to be an impressive character as well, like an intimidating character. Here's Morocco trying to find a way forwards. Oh, lovely twisting and turning. Gets the shot off and it goes wide there by Ziyech. Hakim Ziyech trying to twist and turn and create some magic. Great feet. It's a shot from a lot. That's a shot from like 25 yards out. Drags it well wide in the end. 5 minutes and then we're at half time. So we had that flurry of goals in the first 10 minutes. And then as we said, it's really settled down. Gvardiol after 7. Dari after 9. But next year around Halloween, I go on vacation. I would love to drop in and do a stream with you, says William. I mean, look, I can absolutely guarantee that will never happen. The thought of giving you my home address fills me with more terror than I could ever convey. But you'd have to let me know if you do come over. I know that you was thinking of coming over this year, wasn't you? Why didn't Titus style it out? Come out from under the ring with a chair or something? Ball being played over to the left-hand side by Croatia. Back into the middle now with Modric. Got it and done really well to keep that there, Croatia. Ball still being passed around by Croatia. They've, I think, got the edge on possession, but Morocco have had moments in this game. Gvardiol, edge of the area. Croatia knocking it over. Is he going to get a shot cutting on the inside? Knocks it back. Ooh, Morocco getting it away. We've got around about 7, 8 Moroccan shirts. Side-footed. Oh, it's in. It's a beauty. It's a beautiful goal. Oh my God! It hits the post and bounces in from Osijek. That is a beaut. That is a beaut. I tell you what, let's have a look at a replay of this because we could be talking about one of the best goals at this tournament. Comes onto the inside edge of the area. Morocco win it. It just gets away from them. Ball comes. Look at that. Oh my God. It's right on the edge of the penalty area over to the far right of the goal. And he side foots it. It goes over the keeper. Manages to... I think he meant to play that in, you know. I don't know that was a shot. I don't know that was a shot. I don't know that he wasn't meant to float that into the box for someone to head in. But what he's actually done is he's lobbed the keeper. It's hit the post and it's gotten in off the post. It's absolutely beautiful. That is beautiful. What a banger of a goal. What a goal. Goal. Or sick. That is so nice. I don't know that he meant it. I really don't know that he meant it. I get the feeling that he side foots it to whip the ball back in so that someone can head it in. He actually just gets it over the keeper. Lovely. Lovely. And what does that mean for this game? What does that mean for this game? We've seen Morocco trying to come forward anyway, but they've still only had the one shot. Here's Croatia again battling away. I really want to have some lunch. William, shout out to you. That goal was something else, said Thruka. Right. Total receptions. Osijek has got 13. Maya has got 10. Perisic with 7. Or it's all Croatia. Croatia have been the better team. Seven shots by Croatia. 4 on target. Only the 1 on target by Morocco. Here's Croatia then on the ball. Playing it over to the left-hand side. Just passing it around. Feels like this is probably going to end. Obviously, we could get some added on time here. But it feels like this is probably going to end 2-1 as we go into the second half. Because right now, Croatia have got the ball. They're just passing it around. Fine assist from Livakovic. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Right. Livakovic. There we go. I think he meant to place it with his side foot. His stance made it seem like he meant it, says Kevin. Modric has played the same amount of goals in this tournament. Some amount of games in this tournament. He's not a young man, says Martin. Any chance Modric plays the next World Cup at 41? I don't think so. I think he's probably going to have been retired by then. I mean, will he still be playing football in 4 years' time at a professional level? He probably won't be in a major league. He might be at a smaller league. He might have just retired. He might have made... When he's made his money, is he going to want to continue playing for a smaller club? If he plays for a smaller club, would Croatia select him? Because the obvious answer is, oh my God, he's one of their best players. Yes. But would there be other Croatian players that come through that are playing at a higher level that you could make an argument deserve that spot? Does he feature in a squads? I don't think he'd start. I think he could make a squads. Could be a good experienced head to have around. But equally, I think there's every chance he's not playing in 4 years. Because I don't know that he would drop to the lower leagues. Shot coming in. Balloons up in the air. Straight in the hands of the keeper. So I'm going to lean towards no. I think this might be the last we're seeing of him. Morocco have got a player down as our 2 minutes are up. At the Euros. Oh, Euros, I think we see him, yeah. 18 months' time, yeah, I think we can see him there. You know, it's weird, isn't it? Because we had Euro 2020 in 2021. So it's not that long to wait for the next Euros. So normally you'd have to wait 2 years, but actually it's not 2 years this time. It's only 18 months. It's less than 2 years. So yeah, it's going to be possible for him to feature at that, but I don't know that we see him in 4 years in USA. Yep, fun. That's the end of the half. Fun first half and plenty of action. There was 5 shots on target, 12 shots in total, 3 goals. You can't really be down on that. It was sad news. He was a great player. I agree, Kevin. Half-time, said Nicholas. 2-1 Croatia. For the record, dude, Aubrey Edwards, shout out to you. I am making future plans, said William. I'm going to fly to the UK. I forgot about this match, said Gaming with Great Fish. Well, thankfully the players haven't, and it's been quite enjoyable, to be honest. It's been a fun little game, this one. It's been a fun game. Perisic has been playing well. Modric has been playing well. The Moroccan defence has done a decent job as well. Hakimi's been looking good. Ziyech has been looking good. There's some good performances out there. You know, we were a bit worried about tired legs, and maybe those tired legs showed themselves in the second half, but there hasn't been much sign of it in the first half, in all fairness. We didn't quite know what to expect. I mean, both of these teams have given so much to get to the semi-finals. But thankfully, there does seem to be a little bit more in reserve. And that goal, that second Croatian goal, made this game just worth it on its own, to be honest. Sinisa was a brilliant player, won the European Cup in 91 with Red Star Belgrade, said Tortnight. Aubrey Edwards said it's a fun game here, and then UFC later on. Yeah, the last UFC of the year as well. The final UFC of the year. Steve said Phil Jones will only be 34 at the next World Cup. Do you think he's got it in him? I mean, I think he needs to play a bit more regular than the one appearance a year, but and that's if he's lucky. But I think if we can get some more appearances out of him, then I can't see why not. I really can't see why not. Days 30 shows to go, says... oh, really, James? 30 shows to go. I mean, in all fairness, you've done really well to get that down from the 70-odd that you was trying to work your way through, so very good. Just looking through my subscriptions, and I saw that you was live, said Gaming with Great Fish. I never do that. I never, ever, ever go through my subscriptions, you know. Never go through my... and view that way. It's... I do subscribe to channels, but I never use YouTube that way. I've always just searched for things that are on my mind at the time. Like, oh, I want to find out about this team, or I want to find a bit more out about this, and I'll specifically search for things. I just never ever think to go through my subscriptions. Kevin said, I can remember him at Lazio. It was a hell of a foot on him and free kicks. Lazio says, free live streams. I mean, like, this should be available in all countries. There's only this game today. So I can't imagine that it's behind any paywalls. So here in the UK, it's on BBC. So, yeah, I mean, it should be easy to find. I'm going to use both my iPads, and I'm watching 2 at a time. Jeez. William said, YouTube keeps me humble with these idiotic text corrections. Right, well, we are at half-time, and as we said, fun first half. Don't forget, tomorrow, World Cup Final, just in case anyone does forget. World Cup final. We are going to be starting nice and early for that. I want to start a couple of hours before, really get stuck into the teams, get stuck into what to expect, who to look out for. I mean, I feel like people are going to know this stuff, but World Cup final comes around every 4 years, and that's it. So, yeah, really get stuck into it, have some fun, and just sort of reflect back on the tournament a little bit as well, which is something that we've done in this stream, as we've been talking about best teams, worst teams, best players, worst players, World Cup 11s. Something that the pundits did actually to show their World Cup 11s. And I think largely a lot of people are in agreement with who makes that team. I think it's so exciting that Bellingham is in most people's teams. All the pundits had Bellingham, and I'm sure many of you did as well. And I think that's great that an English player has got in there. The concern would be that it's only one. You'd like to see a few more sneaking in. Then you could make an argument for maybe Saka getting in there if Rashford had played more, of course, and continued, his goal scoring. Maybe Rashford would have made it as well. Declan Rice, I thought, had a decent tournament. I thought Declan Rice did good. Could make an argument for him sneaking in there. Pickford, I thought, did well. Pickford, I thought, had a fine tournament. But by and large, I think you would say Bellingham's the one that would be nailed on to get into that team. I made my UFC picks. I'm chasing my dream, says William. Days, are you subscribed to the Wrestling Days football channel, RIP, and Wrestling Escape Pod? I think I am. Pretty sure I am. I'm loving the Wrestling Escape Pod, man. I not that I never used to look forward to it, but I would always go into that episodes thinking, I just don't know. I would go into it more uncertain as to what we were going to be talking about and can we make this fun. That's what would be on my mind when we would go into the Wrestling Escape Pods, more than, I can't wait for this. It would be, how are we going to make this fun? How can we make this enjoyable? How can we make this good? Whereas now I feel like the pressure is off with that because I just know it's going to be fun. Like with the whole Instagram stuff, I just know we're going to find some stuff in there that's going to be enjoyable. So really enjoying that now. Really going into it so much more excited. So loving that. And obviously all the reviews go onto the... I'm trying to figure out where to put the reviews. I've tried them on the main channel. I've tried them on the second channel. But reviews, I think, are just going to live on that second channel now. I'm just going to keep them there. Keep them in the same place. I keep messing around with the thumbnails, but getting a better idea as to what I want them to look like. So, yeah, I think they'll live over there. So, it's good. I think we've got things where they need to be as we go into 2023. But great second goal by Croatia, said Martin, but I don't think he meant it. Random, but Strictly Come Dancing final is on tomorrow as well. Wow. Well, if ever you was going to miss a World Cup, then that's what you missed the World Cup for. Sports Personality of the Year is on Wednesday as well. I always enjoy Sports Personality of the Year. It's always a good recap of the year of sport that is on the BBC. Obviously very focused on England and Wales and Scotland, but it's always a good watch, that is. I always wanted to get a Argentina shirt, said Dort Knight, but it feels like they are a rival. It's like me buying a Man United shirt as a Liverpool fan. Yeah, I mean, I don't really understand buying another nation's shirt. I can't really understand that. That's never made... Oh, the Metro man. I remember him from earlier. The guy sat on the chair. I don't know if you ever saw that, but there was a guy that was kind of getting quite famous. He would sit there and he had a little foam finger and he was like, Metro. And people would shout, this way! Metro, this way! And he went viral for that. There was people that were going just to meet him. The Metro, this way man. Metro, this way. There's always fun little things. If I went to the World Cup, I'd want to see that dude. Metro, this way. Metro, this way. That kind of thing would proper appeal to me. I'd be more excited about meeting him than I would Messi. Metro, this way. Metro, this way. You get it. Mad respect goes both ways. Looking back, I think Croatia would have had a good chance to win against Argentina if it wasn't for the invented Messi penalty. Durante, shout out to you. I'm doing good, buds. I'm doing good. Metro, this way. Right, we are just seeing what this meant to the Moroccan fans. We're just seeing the Moroccan fans celebrating. They've been in fine voice. Tell you what, I've heard about 50,000 Argentinians are going to be in the stadium tomorrow. 5,000 French. It's going to feel like a home game for Argentina tomorrow. Argentina are turning up. Days would have a stroke if you met Bellingham. Oh, man. I need to meet him. It's got to happen, innit? I need to shake his hand and say, guess what? You're great. Do you know he's got a brother that was born in Stourbridge as well that plays for Birmingham? He's 17, came on as a sub last night, I think. And Job Bellingham. And 17, and he's already starting to make appearances for Birmingham. I think he might even have made about 12 appearances or so this season for Birmingham. So, Dortmund, sign him up, bring him through, yeah? We might have another one. Eventually, we might have 11 Bellinghams. I love retro shirts. I have the Holland shirt. I have the Spain shirt, Italy shirts. I just love the beautiful game. I don't get it. I don't understand buying other team shirts. I can understand. I mean, like I've got England. And that's it. There are no other nations. It's England. That's it. I don't think I've ever owned another nation shirt. Oh, I think I got bought a Poland shirt. But that was it. I've never owned any other nation shirts. I've never had a Brazil shirt. I've never had an Argentina shirt. Don't get it. There's people that do it. There's people that do buy these other nations like shirts. Don't get it. To me, I don't get it. But in regards to clubs, I have Man United, of course, because I support them. And then I allowed myself to have a European team that I would support. There's so many teams out there. People like Real Madrid, they like Barcelona, they like all this kind of stuff. I allowed myself. But I don't really support them. I don't buy their shirts or even keep up with their results, to be honest, but they're a team that I really respect. I respect them, and I don't know, I feel like if I was to support a different team or had to support a team from Europe, I would support this team, and it's Ajax. I really like Ajax. I've got respect for Ajax. Not just because of Ten Hag coming from there. I actually went to I think it was Amsterdam when I was at school in the 90s. And I remember seeing like the logo and the jerseys everywhere. So Ajax is definitely a side that I've got like an appreciation of. I love their youth development. Their youth development is insane. I've got a lot of respect for that. There's a real strong connection between Man United there with focusing on youth. So really love Ajax. But I don't have an Ajax shirt. But I appreciate Ajax. And then, of course, Stourbridge. Of course, I'm going to support Stourbridge. That's it. That is it. I mean, for me, it's mainly Stourbridge, Man United, England. And then just on the peripheral, a little team that I could give a nod to would be Ajax. And that's it. So I think you're weird, don't I, to really boil it down, I think you're strange. James said Jude was in Birmingham last night. He was. He waved to the fans. Legend. Okay, we are about to go to the second half. Mbappe's brother paid for PSG the other night, and his only 15. Argentina are going to win tomorrow, said Harith. Martin said, I've got a retro Sampdoria red away shirt. It's really nice, and it was being thrown out by someone. Modric looks knackered, says Martin. Right, there is a substitution by Morocco. I didn't see who it was. We can have a little look at it. Let's have a little look at it. Shahir Sabiri is out and Shahir is on. Okay. So Sairi is off, Shahir is on. Lovely. Right, 45 minutes. Can Morocco do it? As we've said, we think this might mean more to them than it does to Croatia. Obviously, we don't know that for certain. But I'm sure that the Croatian players still want to finish third. But for Morocco, you'd have to think it would be a bigger achievement considering no African team has ever got this far. If this goes to penalties, it will be the best penalty shootout in the World Cup 2022 and 2018. Second half has started. I could imagine you supporting Kaiser Chiefs if you wasn't a Man United fan. Who the hell's Kaiser Chiefs? I mean, I don't like the band, if that's any indication. Edge of the area by Croatia. Shot! Oh, I thought that was in, you know. Apparently it took a little deflection there by Croatia, straight into the side netting. Osijek gets his shot off. He is the troublemaker that scored the second. It's nicely defended. Modric is trudging over to take the corner. So Modric going over. It's going to be a corner to Croatia. It was deflected. Modric is like the Energizer Bunny, said Fortnite. Oof. You should buy a Jakarta shirt and support a town. I can't see what that emoji is. Croatia starting strong, said Nicholas. Legend Killer is cheering on Croatia. Here we go, another corner. Modric retaking. It's up in the air by Morocco. Morocco trying to clear, but Croatia knocking it back into the penalty area. Thankfully, quite a few Croatian shirts had already left. So Morocco are able to pick it up and bring it out. They're into Croatia's half. Twisting and turning here by Morocco. Playing the ball back to the halfway line. Comes over to the right-hand side. Buffal into the middle. Lovely ball there by Buffal. Now the ball going over to the left. He had to really stretch for that. Couldn't get onto the end of it. Morocco are going from left to right. Croatia are going from right to left. And, he just couldn't get onto the end of that, the Moroccan player. Here's Gvardiol. Morocco are going to win this game, said Ethan. Come on, Morocco. Fly birds fly, cheering on Morocco. Harith is cheering on Morocco as well. Tribute to the troops is on BT Sports Night. Is it? Is it? I haven't seen that advertised anywhere. Let's have a look. BT Sport. Schedule. Ball going down the line. It's cleared by the Croatian keeper. I can't see it. I can't see it. I can't see it listed on their schedule thing. Ball in the middle. Oh, is it on BT Sport? No. Can you tell me how have you not got a Twitter account? Because I have followed you. I do have one. Wrestling Days YT at Wrestling Days YT. So I am on Twitter. Right, Morocco have got the ball. Goes over to the left-hand side. Goes back to the defence. Comes over to in the centre. Comes over to the right-hand side. Here's Hakimi. Hakimi into the middle. Gets played forwards. Cut out there by Croatia. Croatia looking to counter. We've had 5 minutes already. Morocco putting in a good battling performance here. Here come Croatia. Ball being played over to the left-hand side. Perisic keeping it in play. Knocking it back into the middle. Lovely little give and go in the middle. Just wide. Just wide. Just wide. So that was knocked into the centre. And actually comes off the knee of, looks like Dari. Goes behind. Here we've got Hakimi surging forwards. Hakimi goes down. Yeah. Said he was trying to do everything to stay on his feet there, Hakimi, because he was surging forwards. And there might have been something on if he was staying on his feet. Ball being played into the centre. Knocked forward there by Morocco. Comes into the middle of the park. Comes back into the own half of Morocco. They pick up the ball, Amrabat. Passing it along, Amrabat getting deep. Trying to get hold of the ball, link up the play. He's slotted into the defence. Ball being played forward, edge of the area. Morocco trying to create something, but well shepherded there by Perisic. Perisic just ensuring that nothing came of that opportunity as the ball was played forward into the Moroccan forwards. And look at Perisic there, shepherding the ball straight out of play. I would rather put a gun to my head than wear another team's shirt, said James. Yeah, I mean, like, I can understand some, like, classic shirts from abroad. I mean, if you're a Man United fan, you ain't wearing a Liverpool shirt. You ain't wearing an Arsenal shirt. You ain't wearing, like... You ain't wearing these other team shirts from the Premier League. But... the Sampdoria one I could understand, for example. I could understand, like, some obscure foreign team that you're never going to play. You know, and if you do, it's going to be, like, a one-off in a European game. And even then, that might be only every once in a blue moon. So, like, what does it really matter? That's why I've got, like, an appreciation for Ajax. United ain't going to play Ajax that often. And if they do, I'm fully behind Man United. But, yeah, if you're supporting Man United, you ain't going to be wearing Liverpool. You ain't going to be wearing Chelsea. You ain't going to be wearing any of these other teams, are you? I suppose do you know what? It might come down to how often do you play the other team. Maybe it comes down to that. Maybe that's why people buy, like, Argentina shirts if they're in England. Because, like, how often are England going to play Argentina? Maybe it's that. Maybe it's that. Maybe it comes down to how often you play each other. Right, we've got another corner here to Croatia. Got another corner. Modric once again over the ball, looking to whip this in. Oh, no. He plays it short, actually. Plays it short. It's Meyer that whips it in. That's a good ball shot from distance, and it goes well over. Would you like to see Ronaldo play in the 2024 Euros? Not bothered. Not bothered. Ronaldo's not someone that I'm really bothered by. I was always Ronaldo in the Ronaldo-Messi debate, but I just think the end of this career has really soured things for me. Ball being played forward by Croatia. That is lovely. That is lovely. They've got the ball in the penalty area, but just got away from Amaya with a little push there. It's going to be a free kick to Morocco. Tribute to the troops is on Watch Wrestling. I checked it earlier, said James. Dortnight said, Man United would never have gotten as big as they were without people buying their kits around the world as a second strip. Shane said, I hope France wins tomorrow against Argentina. Crinaldo, said James. Crinaldo. Ethan said, both doing well. Croatia's strategy and skill is a bit better, but Morocco is like Rocky. It's a good comparison. Ball coming over to Kimi on the right-hand side. Ball coming back into the centre. Crinaldo. Here's Amrabat. Amrabat picking up the ball, playing it over to the left. Dari trying to find a way forwards. Comes back to Amrabat. Amrabat playing it over to number 8. Into the middle. Some lovely quick movement here. There's Ziyech. Ziyech trying to go down the wing. Beats the man. Pulls the ball back. Here's Morocco building something, but there's way too many Croatian shirts around. A lot of Croatian players there. And Morocco aren't able to bring that ball out. Wearing a Holland 88 isn't the same as wearing Man United. I love the shirt, and it's fun to play in different shirts. It's only like wearing an AEW shirt. It's only like you wearing an AEW shirt. No, I disagree. I disagree because, like, there's not... I mean, there is tribalism in wrestling, but I watch WWE and I watch AEW, and you don't have to choose. Whereas, sort of feel like with football, there's a lot more, this is your club, this is your country. There's a lot more allegiance. There's an allegiance to Man United. There's an allegiance to England. And I think to wear another team's strip is not disrespectful to your club, but it's just, I don't want to say it's not the done thing, but like, don't know. I couldn't say it's the same as wearing something that's like AEW, because there is tribalism. There can be tribalism, but there doesn't have to be tribalism in wrestling. There's a part of it that's tribalism, but then there's equally just as many people that watch both brands. So there doesn't have to be. Look at James. He's watching every brand. So I sort of feel like, I don't know that that's the right comparison. But football and wrestling are worlds apart in regards to fandom. There's not hooligans fighting over AEW and WWE. Well, the only thing I would say is that there could be. There could be. If the kids that were on Twitter were actually old enough to go out with their parents' permission, then there might be some hooliganism. Ball getting played into the middle and cleared by Croatia. Only falls as far as to Ziyech. Ball over the top and it goes straight out of play. Who predicted 2-2 and penalties? It could end up that way, said Dortnight. Lone Star Friend said we want Bray. Right, we are nearly at the hour mark. We're sneaking our way to the final half an hour. There's been no more goals in the first 15 minutes of this second half. Right now, we do have a Croatian player down. Kramaric is down at the moment. The magic spray is been brought out. The magic spray. Just showing a replay of that first goal. And then a replay of the equaliser for Morocco. And now we get to watch that second goal again. Bang. Oh, lovely. Lovely. Right, Kramaric is back up on his feet and he's making his way over to the sideline. I need to make sure my dream teams only have Liverpool players from now on, said Dortnight. Change the background for the final. What to? What to? Oh, is he crying? Is the Croatian player crying? He is upset. Croatian player's crying here. Oh. Is this not how he wants? I don't know. Is that an injury that's going to rule him out for a while? Is he upset because this is how it's ended, or? God, don't worry about it, mate. Jeez. You're going off in a third place playoff and your team's leading. I mean, don't worry about it. I could understand if it was the World Cup final. Ball being played into the middle. Comes over to the right-hand sides. I think Liv Morgan is going to join Bray because yesterday both of their new themes released and Liv Morgan's laugh was in Bray's new theme, said Zycami. Are you watching tribute to the troops? No. Ethan said, looks like 90% of this game will be a draw till the end, so penalty shootouts for sure, says Ethan. Zunimi said what happened. Croatian player number 9, Kramaric, got injured. Got brought back up to his feet by the medics after some magic spray. Thought he was going to be able to continue, but went over to the sideline in tears. Tears, I tell you. Come on, Croatia, said Legend Killer. Tribal, AEW, and WWE are some of the most toxic people on the internet. I don't think anyone would disagree with that. Hello, Bananas and Grape. Shout out to you. David said, I liked how MLB Hall of Fame player Andre Dawson played. One of the teams he played for was the Expos in the 80s. I wasn't an Expos fan, but I would buy a Dawson Expos jersey, says David. Well, you see, I would say that was sacrilege against the team that you did support. I sort of feel like you can admire a different player, just like how, I mean, who doesn't admire De Bruyne? Who doesn't admire Haaland? But I could never bring myself to buy a Man City shirt that had their name on it. I couldn't do that. I'm not saying that you're wrong to do that. It's your life. Like, you can do what you want, but I couldn't do that. I couldn't buy a Man City shirt that had Haaland written on it. I couldn't buy a Arsenal shirt that said Saka. If Bellingham goes to Liverpool, I will never buy a Liverpool shirt that's got Bellingham written on it. And I love Jude Bellingham. I couldn't do it. Couldn't be done. It would be impossible. Maybe, I mean, the only thing I would say with baseball is in America, I know that you have like the, I think it's done as like the East Coast and the West Coast. So maybe if you are a fan of baseball and you're on the East Coast, maybe it's a bit easier to buy a team from the West Coast because my guess is you only play each other in the World Series if you get there. I don't know. I don't really know how it works, to be honest. I'm basing it on basketball. You know how there's like West and East, and I think you would only face each other in the finals, the playoffs, and you get through them and get to the finals. I think that's the only time the East and the West face each other. So maybe if you support an East team and you really admire a player on the West Coast, maybe you know, like how I said, like I've got an appreciation of Ajax. I don't own any Ajax shirts, but I have an appreciation for Ajax. I could understand a bit better maybe if you bought a shirt from someone from like the West Coast, maybe. Maybe I could get that. But I could not understand you buying a rival team shirt that are in the East Coast along with you, if you know what I mean. So yeah, it's an interesting conversation. It's an interesting conversation. Everyone's going to have different perspectives on it. And there's certainly no right or wrong because it's your life, innit? You do what you want. Do what you want. I'm just thinking about what would I do? What could I do? What would I do? And what could I do? I could not buy another Premier League team's shirt as a Man United fan. I've never done it. I couldn't do it. But I know that Retribution does it. He buys loads of different shirts. Ball being played in the middle, headed towards goal and headed away. Dash Dog said, what time are UFC prelims? They are starting at 9. I don't know if the coverage on BT starts then. But I know that the early prelims start at 9. Ball going up, going over the top. Money Making Mike said, you can't be a fan and root for a rival team. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Everyone's going to have different perspectives on it. It's going to be really interesting. Right, here we go. Livaja is going off and Maya is going off as well. You're using extremes. Me liking Holland in 88 and Hullet and Van Basten 30 years isn't me wearing a Man United shirt with Maguire on the back. Yeah, but no one's saying that, Fortnite. No one's... I'm not specifically honing in on you and Holland from 88. We're not talking... In fact, we were literally just talking about baseball. So we weren't talking about Holland and 88. It's not always about you, Fortnite. It's not always about you. David said, since NFL player Tom Brady previously played for the Patriots and is now playing for the Bucks, would you buy a Brady Patriots jersey? I mean, I wouldn't buy it. I don't watch NFL. So I am not a fan of a player. I'm a fan of a team. I'm a fan of Man United. So there's no players that are bigger than United. So if I love Ronaldo, love him, and he plays for United, but then goes to Real Madrid, I ain't getting a Ronaldo Real Madrid shirt because I'm a Man United fan and there's not a player bigger. So to answer your question, if I'm a New England Patriots fan and Tom Brady's there and then Tom Brady goes, I ain't getting a Tom Brady shirt from a different team because I'm a New England Patriots fan. That's what I am. I understand in this day and age, there's fans of... In this day and age, there are fans of players. You know, there's people that love Ronaldo and they follow him around. And there's people that are fans of Tom Brady and they follow him around. And this is why I'm saying people are going to have different perspectives. Because there will be people that are fans of players rather than teams. But for me, I'm a fan of a team. I'm a fan of Man United. So I'm not going to... Like, one of my favourite ever players is Peter Schmeichel. I love Peter Schmeichel. I think he's the greatest goalkeeper ever. He was a massive inspiration to me. He then went to Aston Villa. I never bought a shirt that had his name on it. I never bought a Man City shirt when he went there or a Villa shirt when he went there. That was it. He'd left United. Done. Gio said, are Man United better without Ronaldo? I think so. I think so. I think the fact that he's now struggling to get into the Portugal team should also say that, you know, he's getting to the end of the road. He's getting to the end of his journey. No worries, Fortnite. No worries. I think repeated comments can be annoying, said Philip. Right, ball is with Croatia. This game has really settled down. We haven't seen tons of chances. We're still at 4 shots on target, 1 for Morocco. Ball is on the wing. They're trying to play it into the middle. Here's Morocco, edge of the area. Can Morocco find that equaliser to take this potentially into extra time? We've got 20 minutes for them to find it, unless Croatia score again, of course. But I agree. There was no way I was going to get a Suarez shirt when he left Liverpool. I'm a fan of Giselle. Where can I get her jersey from? I have no idea. I don't know. Pornhub? Ghost Jaguar said, I'm a loyalist and Viva Mexic. All the way, I understand. UFC is on ESPN Plus in the US starting at 4 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, again, there's different perspectives, isn't there? There's different scenarios. I don't know that there's a one-size-fits-all situation for this. People are going to, love certain players and follow those players. Some people are going to love certain teams, and they're going to have a La Liga team. They're going to have a MLS team. They're going to have a Premier League team. There's people that enjoy football that way. Like when I watch Bundesliga, I'm going to support this team. When I watch Premier League, I'm going to support that team. When I watch MLS, I'm going to support that team. Like I can understand that mentality. I can understand that. But the one that I struggle with would be if you support a Premier League team and then you buy a jersey for other Premier League teams. I can't get my head around that. That one I can't get my head around. Ball being played forwards. I got a McManaman Real Madrid shirt. Where did that go? I was just reading it and it disappeared. Coach Jaguar said, the only thing with being a loyalist is heartbreak. Morocco have got to get a goal to survive, said Nicolas. Kian said, what are your thoughts on Cena teaming with Owens? It's very good. When they announced the news, I was a bit disappointed. Because, not when Cena showed, but when it was Roman and Sammy versus Kevin Owens and a mystery person. Because just sort of thought like, oh, well, that sort of ruins tonight. Because there was a few people saying like, is he going to turn on him? Well, definitely no now. So, and, we thought we might get some new belts and all this stuff. So it's sort of that news. I can't say it took away from the main event because thankfully Cena arrived and, that was great. But it was a bit like, oh, that's not what I wanted. And then when Cena was announced, it's like, okay, this is pretty cool. So I feel like I went on a journey with that. But yeah, I mean, look, the 30th will be fun. 30th will be fun. So yeah, good. James said, I'm Man United till I die. My foreign team is Real Madrid. David said, World Cup Final is on Fox tomorrow. And Broken said, I still think the final score is going to be 4-2. Dortnight said, I'm upset how McManaman left on a free transfer and we got no money. Ethan says, take a break, have some coffee and popcorn. Sounds lovely. I think it depends on who is on commentary if you watch BBC or ITV during the match. Obviously, BBC for the build-up, half-time, and afterwards. Ghost Jaguar says, I am Viva Mexico, win out or lose. That's the spirit. I am the same. Viva Angleterre. Win and more often lose. Right, we are into the final 17 minutes. Coffee and popcorn. It's my brand new album. Here's Mexico then going down the right-hand side. Mexico. Got him on the brain. Now Morocco going down the right-hand side. Gvardiol with a good tackle. Croatia pick up the ball. They're in their own half, playing it over to the left. Trying to find a way forward. There's a counter-attacking opportunity. Lovely through ball. Oh, is that a penalty? No, not given. Wow. Gvardiol is down. They're really looking for a penalty, Croatia. Referee was like, he went full on Amy Winehouse. No, no, no. And now we've just got Morocco almost getting through. This game has just exploded to life. Boom, like the Big Bang. been quite quiet in this second half for the first 30 minutes, but now Croatia is still... I mean, sure, VAR is going to be checking that. Sure, VAR is going to be checking. Ball coming over to the left. Played back. Ball in the centre. Ooh, back post, Morocco. Big save. Big save. That's a great save by Livakovic. Hakimi just fell over in astonishment. What's going on? Gvardiol can't believe it. There's a lot of gesticulating. So something's going down in this. Hakimi on the ball. He got barged off the ball. He wants something for that. Apparently the video assistant referee is taking a look. Interesting. Petrovic. Ooh. Yeah, that doesn't look great, the other end. Ooh, that doesn't look great, That looks like a penalty for Croatia. That looks like a penalty to Croatia. Why has VAR not looked at that? Where's VAR? So, why has VAR not looked at that? I don't understand. Yeah, that looks like a foul. It looks like Croatia were fouled, and then the ball goes down the other end. And then, there's another penalty request, but this time for Morocco. Ball being played forward. Croatia really feeling hard done by there. They're showing another replay, and is it in the penalty? Yeah, everything's happening. That is a penalty, yeah? Well, it's mental, innit? VAR has pulled a Royal Mail and it's gone on strike. They keep showing a replay of it. The commentators are like, how is that not a penalty? How is that not? That is a penalty. To me, that's a penalty. Is that a penalty to you? Yeah, it's a penalty. How is that not a penalty? Here's Modric. Interesting happenings at the Melbourne Derby game, said David. What were those interesting happenings? Moroccan player was fouled. Croatian player was a dive, said Mr. V. Wolf. I think that was a penalty, bud. I really do. I'm neutral on this. But he doesn't get the ball. He absolutely hooks the leg of the Croatian player. Could Argentina survive without Messi? I think. Well, I don't know if they would win if they didn't have Messi, but they've got a good team. I mean, they've still got Alvarez up front. Their midfield is still good, but Messi provides that moment of magic, doesn't he? BBC keeps showing replays. That was the save. So, yeah, this is a great save. God, we just had a few minutes there of real action. Right, Croatia are standing over the ball. It doesn't look like anything's happening with those penalty appeals. Ball going down the line. That's a lovely ball. Played into the centre, but straight into the hands of the Moroccan goalkeeper. He throws it out. It gets intercepted by Croatia, but Morocco win it back. Croatia knocking the ball straight out of play. That was a bit wasted. It was nice to see Tina with Owens. Never forget they had a brilliant rivalry when Owens came up and made his main roster debut. Cristiano said, come on, Morocco. They're like Al Abbott and Costello, these guys. David said the goalie and the ref were injured by a full bucket of sand. Flares were going off. Fans stormed the field. Game was suspended. Wow. WWE LOL said this is such a high energy game. Yeah. Here's Kimi into Ziyech. Ball is coming over to Ziyech. Ziyech on the edge of the area, trying to cut onto the inside. They were just talking about who might have took that penalty if Croatia had been awarded it. They're saying, would it have been Modric? Would it have been Perisic? Come on, Morocco. It's not over yet, said Aubrey Edwards. Looks more action than watching England play, said Philip. I retweeted an article about it. Okay. Kevin Owens has fought Stone Cold and is tagging with John Cena. What next? Fight The Undertaker, said Steve. Ball is being played forward. They're saying the Moroccan fans are trying to create some energy. Really get things bouncing. Lovely little twists and turns here by Croatia. Ball being played over back. Comes over to that left-hand side. I would like Morocco to get a goal just to annoy the people who watch Saturday night rubbish TV, said Philip. I only ever get 39 seconds of action. My neighbour's wife don't appreciate me, said Unbroken. Ball is being played into the middle by Croatia. Hook forwards. Croatia trying to get on the end, but Morocco clear it. We're into the final 10 minutes. Ball coming over to the left-hand side. Here's Croatia. Trying to dink it into the middle. It bounces off the Moroccan player, and that's going to be a corner. Yeah, it is all Croatia at the moment. It's all Croatia. It does feel like Croatia are the more likely to get the goal. Okay, here we go. Corner, Croatia, Osijek. 6 corners to Croatia, 3 for Morocco. My country is losing. I hope they will equal the score, says Kimmy Gaming. Ball being played into the middle. Cleared by Morocco. Cleared by Morocco. Ball going all the way back to the goalkeeper. And headed on. It's being chased after by Croatia. Oof. And the ball goes out. Ball goes out. Amrabat right back there, putting in a big tackle. Amrabat doing Amrabat things. Here's Perisic then. Perisic with throw-in. Ball goes down the line. Croatia have got it. Gvardiol into the middle of the park. Nice. Oh, Croatia trying to find a way forward, but Moroccan defence. Amrabat mopping it up. Yeah, I mean, he is sure to be in for a big money move. Morocco playing the ball into the centre. Comes over to the right-hand side. Back into the middle. Ball being played forwards. Twisting, turning. Ball up in the air. Gets brought down. Knocked forwards. It's just bouncing around at the moment. No one can really get on the end of it. And there is deemed to be a foul there. There's a yellow card for Amala. Amala getting very passionate into the face of the referee. Yeah, look at all these shirts around the ref. That's not a good scene. That's not a good scene. There's a lot of red shirts all around the ref. There's a Croatian player that's gone down. Yeah, that's not good. It's not a good look by Morocco. Morocco don't need to be doing this. Amala is booked. He's upset about it. Yeah, I mean, there wasn't really much. There wasn't much to it. Yeah, it doesn't look good. Like all these players like around the ref, and there's a bit of pushing and shoving in there. Is there another name that's gone in there? Who have you got in the Strickland Cannonier fight? I'm leaning towards Cannonier. He's got big power. I just sort of feel like Strickland. He's got decent volume, but I mean, I just think Cannonier might just cause too many problems. He'll get through. I could see Strickland having some really uncomfortable moments, so I'm gone with Strickland. Ethan said, no matter who wins here, I love both teams in this Qatar World Cup. Time Team has something later for Christmas on their YouTube channel, said Phillips. Right, ball is with Croatia down that right-hand side. We're into the final five. Into the middle. Here's Croatia on the ball, trying to knock it over to the wing, and the ball just trickles out of play. Sonny said, I chose Cannonier. Oh, God. Oh, God. It's your last chance, Sonny. It's your last chance, mate. Can you make it onto that leaderboard? You've never been on the leaderboards. Never seen you get your name on there. So it would be great if you could do it tonight. I can't wait to visit the Dalmatian Islands. Those Croatian lasses, fifth row midfield, are spectacular. LDTV, shout out to you. Ball coming forward into Croatia's front line. Into the attack. That's, I was going to say well defended, but Croatia actually come away with the ball. Croatia! Oh, just dragged wide. Oof, was that Kovacic? Just dragged wide. Yeah, got into a really good position. Manages to get past, takes that shot, and just drags it wide. What a miss, said Truca. I've been on the leaderboards. I was 11th. Sure thing, buds. Sure thing, mate. Oh, I remember that. Yeah. Ah, that was so good. That was, Sonny, when you was 11th. That was, yeah. Brilliant work, mate. But let's see if you can really get on there, shall we? Let's see if you can, like, actually get onto the leaderboards. So we'll find out tonight. Kian said, the YouTube I told you about, he does pranks. Doesn't really sound like my thing, to be honest. But you enjoy him. Unlucky Charm said, what's the link for Tapology? Well, you just go to Tapology, you just create an account. It says join groups on the right-hand side. Click that. Find Wrestling Days League. Bish, bash, bosh. Done. Done, mate. What it looks like, Croatia is going to win. I'm not sure why you would celebrate a bronze. Well, in all fairness, I would celebrate a bronze because the alternative is no medal at all. So, do you know what I mean? Like, if you're old in a retirement home and you go, look at this. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's something physical you can show. I don't think you get anything for being fourth. But saying you as part of a team that finished third at a World Cup, like, and you get a medal for that. I can see that that's a prize worth playing for. I would just propose an alternative future where we don't play this game and both teams that lose get third place, joint third place, and then they both get medals to show. Because can you imagine if Morocco don't get medals now? That'll be such a shame. That'll be such a shame. They've been amazing. Ball gets played in the middle. We are in the 90th minute. 90th minute. When you train for 4 years, a bronze isn't bad, says Money Making Mike. True. And I can't imagine that Morocco thought they were going to get anything at all. So for them, getting a bronze would be a real achievement. For them, getting here is a real achievement. Hakimi, ball being played in the middle, and tries to get it in. They want a foul. They really want a foul. They really want a foul. They're not getting a foul. They really wanted a penalty there. Edge of the area for Morocco. Can they do it? 6 minutes. Shot comes in and it's well over. We got 6 added minutes. 6 added minutes. Look, Moroccan players are all around the referee. The referee is on his headpiece. I don't think there's anything in that. Moroccan players are pleading for the penalty. Referee was like, all right, calm down. I'm talking to him. Moroccan players desperate. Desperate. Have we had any fights between players? I don't think so. Just like the Olympics, 30 is something to be proud of. You have in your mind that you weren't second or first, but hey, that's life, said Philip. Ball is with Morocco. They're going to keep looking for this equaliser. Stanisic, ball being played forwards, going down the line. Almost trickles out, kept in. Did you see the new teaser for the new Barbie movie? No. It's not my type of thing, but I can't wait to see this, said Tharuka. Each to their own, buds, but I can't say that I've really gone out my way to find the trailer for the new Barbie movie. Have you seen 2001 Space Odyssey? Yeah. I've seen the Barbie trailer. Looks interesting, said Sonny. Kimmy said this game is a disappointment. I think the first half was good. Second half has only had a few moments in it, unfortunately. Did wonder if these tired legs might show themselves, and I do wonder if, like, the first half was so good, maybe the second half has struggled a little from those tired legs. Have you seen Jake Paul calling out Paddy out for a spar? No, but I know that he has been calling him out quite a bit. I tagged you on the Barbie trailer a few days ago. Yeah, I saw that you tagged me in it. I didn't watch it. Austin had a stroke when he saw that Barbie trailer. Ball comes over to the left-hand side. Ball being played forward, but nicely intercepted. Capsman says, Morocco! Ball in the middle, cleared by Croatia. They're trying to get it away again. Morocco on the end, twisting and turning. Oh, no joy, gets digged out there by Croatia. Barbie trailer looks hilarious. And Margot Robbie is Barbie and Ryan Gosling is Ken. Have you got Fight Plus? I don't know. I don't think so. What's that? I got Fight. I don't know what Fight Plus is. Obviously impossible, but if these teams both get 4 players sent to the game because... If these teams both get 4 players sent off, the game is void. If the same happens in the final, the trophy goes to the best discipline record in the quarterfinals. What? So if 4 players get sent off in this game and 4 players get sent off in the final game, the World Cup would then go to the team with the best disciplinary records in the quarterfinals. That's amazing. Damn, could you imagine if England had won the World Cup because of that? Ball coming over to the left-hand side. It goes straight out, unfortunately. Moroccans are tired. Also, the matches are chained at a crazy pace, which is understandable. Morocco are pressing really hard. Have you seen CoffeeZilla deep dive on Logan Paul? No. No, I don't watch YouTubers. So, no to all of these questions. Have you seen this YouTube? No. Have you seen Mr. Beast do that? No. Have you seen Logan Paul? No. Have you seen CoffeeZilla? No. Jackie has come on. Can you rate the World Cup? I would give it a 7.75. 7.75. I think it's been really good. Has it been outstanding? Don't know. There was always, in the early stages, the cloud of Qatar hanging over things, wasn't there? There was always that cloud hanging over it. The fact that fans couldn't go, oh, Morocco head the ball over. That was a golden chance. Yeah, you know, I mean, it's not somewhere that fans could have gone. Like, I feel like in the early stages, those things kind of brought it down. I think the football took a little while to get going. I think that we did get some shocks and surprises, though. We did get the story of Morocco, which was fantastic. We got to enjoy their journey. They've been a real treat. So, yeah, I'd say about 7.75. And there we go. There's the final whistle. Croatia come running out onto the pitch. Bronze for Croatia. They finished second 4 years ago. And officially, they finish third this time around. That is quite the achievement, isn't it, for Croatia? Will they look back on this and rue the fact that they never managed... to... Oh, no, there's one player that's furious at the ref. Will they look back on this generation of players and rue the fact they could never just get over the line and get the win? Referee's got a smile on his face, look. It is too much. You don't want to see that. Not with this game. Do you know what I mean? Croatia have got smiles on their faces. They are fuming. Morocco are fuming. Third is admirable, but I don't think I'd be celebrating this hard, said Dortnight. Congratulations to Croatia and Morocco. This is admirable, but I wouldn't be celebrating this hard. Morocco is crying in the car. What time is UFC tonight? I'm going to pop in and say hello. Starting at 9 UK time. 9 UK time. Final UFC of the year. Actually, the final UFC for about a month, I believe. Yeah, it is true. Morocco have been everyone's like team, if you will, that we've had that soft spot for. But you don't want to ruin it here by, surrounding the ref. And there's definitely some scenes that are like, you don't want to see that. Passion, desire, get it. But I mean, watching players having to be dragged away from referees, like, don't let that be your last image. Don't let that be your lasting legacy. NFL football this week. Go Ravens and Commanders, said Capsman. A respectful ending for Morocco, said Taruka. Nicolas said, my dream prediction of 2-0 was close. What was the final score? 5-0. 5-0 was the final score. Right. We are done, my friends. Well done to Morocco. They did themselves proud this tournament. Absolutely, they did themselves proud. Very well done to Croatia as well. They finished third. As we said, will they look back on this period and just think to themselves, if only we could have took that next step. If only we could have just took that next step. Maybe. I mean, you've got to think this team will not be a team we see again in 4 years' time. We could see Croatia, but it'll be a much changed Croatia. What will this from Morocco do to African football? You know, it will show them that they can compete. Will we see an explosion in African football now? Will it have inspired the kids of Africa? You know, will we see like more taking up the game and finding a way through? I think it's undeniable that African nations are improving. So again, 4 years, will we see those improvements continue? So I'm sure Morocco will be back. They go in the history books regardless, but tonight is Croatia's night. So, but really, this could be Morocco's tournament. So awesome, guys. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate the support as always. Hope you enjoyed just hanging out with us for this stream and for this game. And don't forget, we are back later with UFC, but tomorrow for the World Cup Final. Awesome, guys. Bye for now.